Is that our mic? Oh,
yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
There's the mic audio.
There it is.
Yep, there it be. Some mics on. And then we have, of course, background music and such. But what I want to do here is look over on Twitchy Poo, make sure everything can be heard. You can vaguely hear us in the background there.
Mm-hmm.
Just real quick. Just to annoy people. Just real quick. Just to annoy people. Not too big of a delay.
Yes.
Not too big of a delay.
No, not at all.
You made me laugh.
No, not at all.
Oh no, it's doing the echoing thing. My bad. Let's turn that off. So, yeah, okay. We'll wait for that to get done for a moment and turn back on some music. It's alright to have technical difficulties whenever you start a stream.
When you set up anywhere new, it
Your
always
dog
happens.
okay?
Yes, my dog's okay. So, but my mic's working. What about yours, Wyler? You don't have to clap. You can just.
Oh, sorry.
You don't have to. You just got to talk.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's
Shawn,
go kill
is
some
mic
people
working?
tonight.
Sean.
Don't
Carrie?
talk.
He was trying to talk to you, Shawn.
Okay.
Josh.
Clap. No clap.
Like I said,
talk.
don't clap.
Oh. But it's working.
It is. Sit down, Lizzie.
If
So-
your dog don't bring down the house.
Welcome back to Sundays and Dragons. We are live from my kitchen with lots of new toys and stuff. I am going to have to apologize for the audio this week because Carrie's mic is having issues and I'm having to like bump the gain up on hers by like 10 to get it to even out with the rest. So it's going to sound a little funny. So she may be a little distant and echoey more. Well, we're all a little echoey. We're in a freaking kitchen. But hers may be a little odd. But it is okay.
That's ambiance.
Because we're here to play D&D. Isn't that right, Mr. Wyler?
Yep.
So. Alright. Well, so today we're playing the Vemhara campaign. Which is fun. Because last time, you guys decided to do a little job for old Jorris Lyrian. He found you guys and wanted you to find Gentry Ferris because Gentry Ferris apparently stole some patented designs, some documents from old Jorris, and he wasn't very happy about that. You guys, yes?
Before we get too far, we need pencils.
Pencils?
Pencils?
God, none of you guys have a pencil?
I have a pencil.
You have
Not one of you?
We're all gonna share.
We're gonna share
Can you grab
pencils.
my
We can,
backpack
go ahead.
Right there?
Good, you do that and I'll continue to do the intro. But anyway, so, this is
Just didn't wanna
hilarious.
Start moving.
No, you're
crap
fine.
around.
You guys went and you found Gentry Ferris's house. You learned a little bit about the guy. You found out that he was leaving, heading north to go and patent his design. So you went to the train station. Craziness ensued. Lots of craziness. And it looks like he has a hell of a means of escape as he started teleporting around the train station. Zorka, you were the only one that were actually able to keep up with him.
Mm-hmm.
And as you ducked into a nearby alleyway as you were chasing him and went into crow form, yep, you saw him on a nearby rooftop,
Mm-hmm.
flanked by a tall individual, and that's where we're going to be picking up. For fun here,
For funsies?
I'm about... Carrie, did you text me? You did.
Isn't that before we started?
No big deal. I just thought it was funny. So in just a moment here, we're actually going to drop this. We'll go ahead and change up the music a little bit, just because we're. Well, no, you're about to jump on the rooftop. No big deal.
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal. But so Zorka, before you, on a tall rooftop, stands a man with long black hair. He's bare-chested with black suspenders, but over his shoulders is loosely worn a long brown trench coat. There's a tattoo of an eye that lays on his forehead, and as you get closer in crow form, you notice that there's a black cloth that is tied about his actual eyes. But what's interesting is he seems to have calmed Gentry Ferris, who has went over and just taken a seat on the shingles on this rooftop. But the man with the tattooed eye looks up in your direction of the crow, seeming to lock that tattooed eye with yours. What would you like to do, sir? And by the way, if I can get my phone open, just started a 2-minute
God
timer.
damn it. Okay.
That's how long that we have until the rest of you
Oh, okay.
will have a chance to get very close. Because you are guiding them, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Because you didn't stealth so good. But anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna land close to there and climb up.
Well, you're crow, so you're going to go close to it and transform back and then climb up top.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll for me an athletics check. So you go off on a nearby
Was it 4?
a 4.
With 5 acrobatics, so 9.
Okay, you struggle heartily climbing up this side of this building to get onto the rooftop. The man is looking, you would presume, in your direction as you do climb up over the side, as you make quite a bit of noise on the way up there.
I wasn't trying to be stealthy.
But you come up around the side, and he is just standing there, smiling, arms crossed. He's about 20 feet away, and Gentry Ferris is sitting with his back toward you.
You Jack?
Yeah, I am.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Zorka.
I know.
Right, you know who. Okay, I understand. Just wanted to talk to the boy. Didn't mean to cause this whole entire craziness to ensue.
The boy's leaving on the next train. But he may talk to you if you like. The rest of your friends coming?
There should be a couple, should be right behind me.
If you're okay with them catching up, then we can go ahead and give them a survivability check if you like, or an investigation check. And if there's anything that you want to do personally, or say personally, now's your time.
So, Gentry, is your former employer an asshole or not?
He looks over at you with kind of a rude look on his face and is like, yeah. And he just kind of turns back away. But investigation check from you with advantage because you're looking for your brother. You two are also hot on his trail at this point. You've just ducked into an alley.
19.
So
Not
as you start running through the alleys, only about 2 minutes has passed as you do see you hear shingles falling from the side of a rooftop and they clatter onto the ground and you look up and you see Zorka getting up over. You guys all see this.
We won't start
And then
climbing.
that conversation happened. And what would you guys like to do?
Are there like fire escapes around?
Yeah, like just think of like New York style
Yeah.
rap.
I think I'll take
scaffolds.
I think I'll take the stairs.
Yeah, so you'll have to like jump up or do something for about 10 feet to get the,
Give me a
the
boost
ladder
here,
to come down.
Mr. Rannar, and then I can hoist you up.
Strength
Alright.
check.
I have a -1 strength.
Me too.
Isn't she the strong one?
Yes.
Hey,
Okay, that's
Jamfyr
okay.
coulda.
That's okay. What'd you get?
I got an 8.
Okay, so you kind of pick him up, and he's like trying to stand on your shoulders,
I'm like
but he kind of falls
130.
down. He grabs you by the stomach, and he's trying to climb back up. Would you like to help?
I'm
Okay.
laughing at you.
Go over there and roll a strength check as you kind of grab him and steady him.
3 minutes when we're already 3 stooging it.
It's a regular.
Okay,
It's 18.
Strength check.
it's an 18.
Yeah, it's a +4.
You help steady him out, and he does grab onto the ladder, which does, if you give it a pull, it'll come down.
I won't give it a kick.
You give it a kick, and it, slides down, hitting the turf. You guys step back, and you can make your way to the top now if you like. So you guys start making your way up to the top. So Gentry turns around and just,
Did he, we went to his house, saw some dead kobolds. Did he kill him? Or...
So Gentry at this point turns around and he's kind of like, yeah, probably.
I'm not starting to like this guy at all.
Okay. And Jax is being very kind right now by just kind of watching this go. But yeah, Gentry just got chased out of the train station.
Yeah.
So you're kind of not, you're getting hit and miss. You guys are starting to hear muttered conversations from up top.
Alright, let's just keep going up
Oh,
these
yeah, I was
bloody
going,
fucking
I'm like-
stairs.
Roll for perception check. You see Jax look over behind you.
17.
You turn and you can hear people ascending.
Guessing that's the other people? I telepathically tell him we're just gonna talk to the boy. Jack's here. Be calm. Be cool.
Alright. Now I can relate. Alright. We gotta be calm whenever we come up here.
I don't think I have enough energy to be excited anymore.
It was kind of a hell of a chase.
Yeah.
So at this point, you guys crest over, pulling yourself onto the roof. There's about 3 feet of brick that goes around the outside, and there's drainage holes. So you have something to grab onto and get over on top of it. But it's not like an A-frame slant, but it is slanted. As you 3 come over, you see the dark-skinned man that I described earlier, and the boy that you saw on the train. At this point, he's turned toward everybody because you didn't move forward. At least you didn't tell me you did. Arms crossed. He's got a bag over his shoulder. Looks a little upset, but he's a young man. So you guys all come over. What would you like to do? And as I said, you see the other guy. No one said anything.
Yeah.
You can do it as you please, though.
So, Gentry? Apologize for the whole chase thing. We didn't mean to spook you. I understand why you spooked.
You see that, Gentry? People can be nice when they want to, Jack says. Yeah. Well, they seem mean. And from what I understood, they were working for Jorris. Were you working for Jorris?
We were. I don't think we're gonna work for him now.
Well, you're not getting the papers back. They're mine, he says.
So they're your inventions, you say?
Yeah.
As long as they're yours, I have no trouble with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of undutifully and unlawfully and kind of an asshole-ish move to send somebody who is unbeknownst to them looking to steal from somebody. We ourselves are just honest working people trying to make a living on top of it.
And I've tried to tell young Gentry that, but young minds, right?
Young minds, indeed.
You two are new to this city, correct? Came in just about a week or 2 ago?
Just about.
You two been here a while.
Yeah.
And it is unsettling because who's
no.
passive perception man in this party? I forget.
Me, 16.
The tattooed eye does seem to shimmer and move about as his head moves. It is kind of unsettling, and the rest of you eventually do start seeing this.
I step forward a little bit and I go, do you know who put the curse on old Jorris Solarian?
That I do. Our young friend right here, Mr. Gentry Ferris, did, at my behest.
At your behest.
Indeed. George Solarian's a piece of shit and deserves more than what he got.
Alright, so who gave their soul to him then?
Mr. Jorris has gotten what he deserved. And someone is soulless. But that's none of your concern. Is what he says. Yes.
Try not to metagame right now.
Well, it depends on what you want. What do you want to ask?
I was gonna ask if there was any way to undo the curse, but we already.
It's not metagaming. You can ask that question.
Any way we can undo the curse?
There are many ways to undo an unforgiving curse. Usually you have to hold something greater that they want.
Yeah, I've already talked with Grimbones about this, fellas. It's just, I gotta find something that he wants. And it's gotta be something good.
Oh,
I
seems
did-
like you all have dealt with the unforgiven as well, then. Huh?
I don't know what exactly he did. I don't think it's good though. Don't think it's good at all.
Well, Like I said, young Gentry Ferris here is looking for a train, so if there's any other questions you have for him, now is the time to ask them.
I walk up and I just kind of
Toward who?
like toward Gentry.
Okay. Three Eyed Jax does kind of turn with you, but he doesn't make any outward signs of aggressions or anything.
And I just kind of sit down right next to him.
Okay.
On the ground.
On the shingles, kind of at a
Yeah.
slight angle. He takes a step back, but he's looking at you. Yeah.
You want us to put a bullet in him?
I was thinking it.
Oh, whoa. Didn't expect that question. Sorry.
I was thinking it.
Let's just say
He looks at you like his head jerks towards you and his eyes go wide. I wanted him to suffer, but well, I don't know what I want. I want to go north and patent my designs. That's what I want to do. I want to make my family proud.
This man, he's sent us after you, unbeknownst to us that you were actually a nice fella.
And he killed
Makes
innocent
sense.
people. Or innocent creatures.
He killed innocent people. Innocent creature doesn't deserve us
Jorris
to do
Solarian he's made sure that quite a few individuals in his path have made it to an early grave. You would do well not to do any work for him in the future, especially some that interferes with my designs, Three Eyed Jax says.
Okay.
fair enough. I just thought I'd ask.
it. Is there anything we can do to help you all?
Now that I know you are an interesting lot of individuals and, well, I know what you two are. And you two seem to be prospects. There may be work for you in the future, as I am an acquaintance of Chance, you see. So, we'll talk, maybe. Maybe not. But like I said, Gentry has a train, so any last questions need to be had now. And the boy looks toward you and he says, Jax will handle anything that needs to be done. There's no reason for you to get in trouble by killing that asshole.
Do you know anybody that goes by the alias A Whisper on the Wind?
You asking Gentry or Jax?
Both.
Gentry just shrugs. Jax looks at you and says, a whisper on the wind. It's very poetic. Fortunately not.
We got a letter.
I want to roll insight on that.
Go ahead.
I just said
He
I would-
seems like he's got his finger in every pie.
He may.
Hey, man.
He may.
8.
An 8.
Yeah.
He's hard. Well, you can't see his eyes, and you're bard, and you're charismatic, and you're able to read people by their expressions, their tendencies, and their eyes. With an 8, he was stoic. He didn't move. His breathing didn't change, and you couldn't see his eyes move. So it's really hard to tell whether or not he's lying or telling the truth. So.
I just go, fair enough. We got a letter from him. Figured we'd ask.
Well, it's not just the letter, it's what it said. It seems to be that he's trying to put us on a specific path. You see, Jorris would never have been uncursed if we had never gotten those letters.
I find it interesting that some letter from a man named Whisper on the Wind led you down this path and has led you to me. Things are interesting. I tell you what, you make a name for yourselves and do well in this city, and if you look around, you might find me. You may not.
I think you're gonna find us first.
I will always find you first, but you can look around. Not a big deal. I do enjoy people of, such aptitudes as yourselves.
Gentry,
Yeah.
before you leave, I owe you a card trick. That's all I wanted to do on the trade with you.
He looks at you kind of awkwardly. What were you gonna say, real quick?
That gentleman that I shot earlier, is he okay?
No, his face imploded by the veracity of your bullet, and the remains of his brains are on the rooftop of which you had your little chase. But that is okay. There is such a thing as an eye for an eye, and I might just come for you for, a favor in the future. if that's okay with you.
That seems fair enough.
Unless you want to decorate the top of this building with your brains.
No.
Not okay. But then he turns as he's talking, and Gentry's looking at you curiously. A card trick?
Of course. I pull a deck of cards out from my. And I fan them all out.
I know you are skilled in magic. I wouldn't do anything too coarsely. But if you want to do a trick for the young man to see him off, go right ahead. But just know that I'm right here watching.
Oh, I don't want to take anything from him. Not at all.
So Gentry kind of looks at you like,
This is
fine.
more of just an apology
Okay.
for chasing you halfway through a damn city.
He takes a couple steps toward you, interested in the cards as they fan out. You know, he's a younger kid. Seeing something like that is, pretty cool. So what do you do?
I take all the cards and I flip them over real quick and I cast Minor Illusion to make them all the same. They're
Okay.
all the Queen of Hearts.
Okay, and a little audible, and take a breath.
And then I fold them all in and I start throwing them out one by one, dispelling the illusion as I go.
So it's like up in a puff of smoke and little arcane lights. You guys all watch this. It is a very cool looking trick, and
I
Gentry
clap.
seems to. Does anybody else clap? So you clap for your brother. Fear's just over there, just watching the whole thing go down.
I hate tricks.
And even Jack says, "No, that ain't that nice." I tell you what, your first, well, not your first. That favor. Why don't you escort Mr. Gentry back to the train station and buy him a ticket? And we'll call it square for now.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, Mr. Zorka, Mr. Rannar, and the newcomers, Fear and what was your name, sir?
Kalypso.
Kalypso. Y'all have a nice day. Now
You
get
too.
off my rooftop.
I get off the rooftop.
Okay.
Fair enough.
You guys all start heading down.
Yep.
Gentry's with you.
Okay.
You guys make it down. No issues. Nobody falls to their death. No big deal.
There's stairs.
You make it down. And let's go ahead and put it on a little bit nicer
More chase
city
music.
music. We'll just go somber.
Let's race.
Somber word. Yes, let's race through the streets. So you guys have made it down.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you guys would like to do?
Don't take him to the train station.
Yeah.
All right.
No sense in lollygagging around.
I telepathically communicate to my brother. I find it unsettling that we're supposed to be secretive, yet everybody and the mother seems to know what we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like
That is very unsettling.
This kind of sucks. But just keep it cool for now. Hopefully, no one shoves a knife in our backs.
Like, I understand that some crows just go and just say they're crows, but
Can I roll like a perception check to see if their facial expressions are like changing or like looking at each other for telepathy?
So they unfortunately they have been trained really well. But yes, go ahead and roll a perception check. It's a super hard check. But they've been trained to kind of.
I did this for a living.
Nope.
That's true.
Do I have
That's true.
more?
Yeah, can she like see signs?
Roll
of telepathy?
perception with advantage. Yeah, because you are skilled in the telepathic ways. That is true. There we go.
15.
A 15. Yeah, you're not really picking up anything. It's kind of it'd really go more off your passive because you really wasn't looking to see if they were communicating
Yeah.
telepathically. But I did give you the check. What'd you get, Josh?
Oh,
Or
it's
Kalypso, I'm sorry. Yeah, you don't notice anything, but you guys are kind of in the street. You're walking through the alleys, through the alleys and back in the street. Gentry actually kind of walks up to you, Fear, and nudges you. You didn't say much back there.
Not much to say.
I like you. I don't know about the rest of them. You seem nice. And he hands you a trinket.
Oh.
You went through this whole thing trying to catch me. You might as well see that I am a man of my designs and that they are mine. And what he hands you it's a vial. Small vial. If you ever need something purified, use it. I don't do enchantments very often, but this one's a good one. Will purify any liquid.
If you ever go to the Dawnhold, my family creates things there.
Really? That might be where I'm headed. We'll have to see. Thanks. and he kind of perks up a little bit as you guys are now taking up the stairs up to the train station.
You do a good accent.
That is right. I like the accent when you do it, Carrie. We love it.
How much was the train ticket again?
A silver.
2 platinum.
Yeah, 2 platinum.
I'll go ahead and get it, I guess.
That's it. All
So
I've got is
you-
2 platinum.
So
got
you go
7.
walking up with him.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for me. I have plenty of gold and platinum and silver to get me to where I need to go. I'll pay for it. But thank you for bringing me this far. It seems that Jax has taken a liking to you all, so that means that maybe you're not so bad. But as I said, I'm off to Ashen Thane to patent my designs. I don't really know you, but wish me luck.
Yeah.
And he goes up, drops 2 platinum.
I go
Takes a
and
ticket?
I extend a hand and go, sorry for the trouble.
Awkwardly, so he kind of like takes the ticket, puts it down, has his bag around as he was about to go through the transition into the platform.
Before
He
he
reaches his hand out. Yeah.
after
I
they
go
shake,
and shake
hands, I'm trying to get up close and I want to whisper to him and I say I want to tell him to stop by the tavern and check on somebody.
Okay. Text me exactly what you want to tell him, and I'll make a note of it for him, because that could lead to developments later on. So just let me know. All right. So he just kind of looks back up at you, nods his head.
Good
Well,
luck.
it was nice running from you, meeting you all for a little bit. I am off now, I guess.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Have a safe trip.
Here I go. On a train. By myself again. Hopefully I won't get attacked this time. Now that you attacked, I'm fine. And he kind of goes off and he's like, bye. See you later. Waves awkwardly and then he heads to that last cart as the next train pulls in.
Head nod.
So you guys are on the outside of the platform.
I want to hang back and see if anyone else goes in that train car.
Sure, go ahead and roll for me a perception check. You hang out for the next 25, 30 minutes. Do it with advantage if the rest of you are there.
Yeah. I was going
You
to
guys can all actually roll your own individual perception checks. There is a lot of people, so it may actually aid you in that.
So no advantage for me?
Just roll. Everybody's just going to roll.
Okay, I got a 22.
22.
Okay.
A nat 20.
I got
So-
a 9.
Wow, so everybody but Rannar. Rannar, there are a lot of pretty women that are walking around the platform, and they kind of take your eye. But
We'll give it back.
the rest of you, there are people that go on to that car, but they seem like families and the like. You don't see anybody that makes you want to jump over the gate there and go kill them.
Okay, cool.
Is the best way that I can put it. So
Common folk, not...
a lot of common folk.
Okay.
So at this point, you guys, like I said, you're on the outside of the platform. What would you guys like to do?
So, what's the plan now, guys?
Right, I wonder how.
We got a promise to a certain gentleman named Grimbones to maybe help make a hook up his shop, build it, repair it. see what
Right.
We can do that.
I do think we gotta address this
What time
Jordan
is it?
Solarian though.
It was like right around noonish, I think.
Yeah, I think that's when the train.
So this would have been the second train around 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Mhm.
You guys waited for 30 minutes, so 2
Yeah.
o'clock? Yeah. Well, no, actually, it'd be sooner than that. You guys waited. You had the conversation, took them there, waited. Had another conversation with them, so yeah, sure, it's 2 o'clock now.
We could head back to Grimbones, maybe get an honest day's work in, fixing up his shop. He'd be appreciative. I'm sure he'd pay.
Yeah.
Alright.
That'll give us time to think about what we're gonna do with this Jorris situation. He's an asshole. I don't like him.
I think a man like that has ties and powers and connections. I know a gentleman or a few gentlemen like that. It'd be wise to just avoid them altogether. You see them, you turn. You don't talk to them.
Right, well he's gonna come to us and eventually ask us what we did.
Honestly,
You did all sign a contract through Sprocket.
yeah.
So you do know that you will have to go void that contract, but Sprocket doesn't usually ask questions.
Yeah.
It's just Jorris may eventually come asking questions, for sure.
Well, if he asks questions, then we're just gonna say we were not able to succeed. Ask somebody else.
Pricks like that really piss me off, I'll be
But-
honest.
People are gonna keep coming, trying to get good old Gentry. He's under Three Eyed Jax control, but
3 Eyed Jax control, and he teleports like a motherfucker.
yeah.
The kid can handle himself. We couldn't catch him.
All right, fair enough.
So, as I'm dueling like Spotify and iTunes for music because my iPad's the one that has all the music set up on it, but
Can I grab it for you?
no, it's okay because I don't have to switch to Bluetooth. No big deal. We'll
No
go with it this
big.
way. So, for this, because you guys aren't immediately having anything in mind other than helping out Grimbones with his shop,
And then
Yeah.
voiding the contract.
voiding the contract, which is stuff that is easily done.
Yeah.
So officially, you guys have 2 weeks downtime. A part of this is leveling to 3, which I think you two already did.
Yeah.
But you two can go ahead and start leveling, and we're gonna do it on stream because it's fun. People like to watch. What'd you roll on your hit dice? An 8.
8.
Carrie, you need to roll your hit dice. Let's see what that big number is.
I would eventually like to pull my 1 year at a time contract deal.
Okay.
How's it going?
8 and 13's what? 21? Yeah.
I was actually gonna talk to you. Yeah, yeah.
I got
Well,
to
if
9.
you guys want to have a conversation here in just a moment, we can.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a 9? Nice. So, as you two go ahead and level up, because they already did, we're going to have a conversation. So, a couple days pass. You guys have been intermittently heading over to Grimbones, helping out his shop. You got all the trash out of there. You dusted, which took a fucking whole day. And you've started to put things back together. He is even... he's paid for someone to remake his sign, which is coming along pretty well. But
As we're doing this, can I say to Grimbones, you happen to know a couple spells. One's called Prestidigitation.
Yes, I know the prestidigitation.
The other one's called Mending.
I know mending. Well, I have a scroll for it. I don't do it innately. I'm sorry,
So why don't you do that?
but then I'd waste my scrolls. I could sell those later.
He's
I
got
do
a
know
point.
prestidigitation, though. I can help you clean. That is right.
That's true. Do you
I've
mind
been kind of
maybe help as a?
Can Rebecca help you clean?
Could I get a discount?
Rebecca has been helping.
Yes.
And you guys all noticed, by the way, Rebecca has grown
How big is she now?
to where she would struggle to get out the front door.
Oh my God.
She's gotten quite large. But, Zorka and Fear, you were the two that have the pet spiders, correct?
Yes.
That we bought in episode 1?
Yes.
Yeah. Yours have grown to, they're a little bit higher than your torsos. Because you guys are about the same height, I think. Average.
Can I talk to Grimbo for a second?
Yes.
Martial.
Can I leave my spider here?
I don't know
I
what
mean,
the word is.
yes? Why? You're helping me. So yes?
Because I'm not sure that Sprockets is happy with sleeping next to a spider.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
I have a small shed out back. That one's getting kind of big. What'd you name yours again? And the spider looks... your spider looks over
I
at...
named him Octa.
That's
was it
mine.
No, yours is.
Did you guys...
Bella?
Bella.
Bella. Bella.
And
Mine's name is
Bella looks over toward Grimbones with, like, a hint of, like, betrayal because he, not grew her. She's not a plant, but raised her until you bought her.
Yeah.
Oh, Bella. Whoops. Bella's hungry. Glad I don't have any flesh on these bones. She can stay in the small cottage out back, yes. Fear, is yours staying as well?
Probably for the best.
She can, or not. I don't care.
It's a he.
Oh, you're right. And Octa, correct?
Octo.
Octo. And Octo also gives Grimbones kind of a spidery look like I would eat you if you weren't already dead.
I tell him tricks.
But,
Can I roll a perception check on Grimbones' clothes to see if they're like dirty or mildewy?
sure. Yeah, go ahead.
17.
There is, if you get close and you walk by, the smell of mildew. Not quite the smell of, like, death or anything. But, yeah, like a skeleton was dug up and the suit was still intact. That's kind of what it looks like.
Grimbones, have you ever thought about
Taking
getting
a
some
bath.
new clothes, maybe?
I'm dead.
Well, right, but if you're trying to make a shop, even the shopkeeper must look.
I should look better.
Yes. The first thing you want to do is make a good impression on somebody when they walk in. And the clothes speak before you do.
I wore this at my funeral. I mean, it's very dear to my heart. But okay, what should I wear then?
Well, you can put that in something as kind of a maybe.
Keepsake.
You can still wear the overcoat. Maybe just some of the underneath. Maybe some dress pants, a nice shirt. Get yourself a bow tie.
Right?
Maybe take on a little tuxedo-like appearance.
Just like a new suit.
Yeah.
Yes.
A new you.
Does this one stink? I don't
Oh.
really smell anymore.
And
It's
I
a
think
little.
mildew.
It seems wet, but I can't really feel it sticking to me. And he kind of like pulls it away.
It's like,
it is
can
almost
I-
like flesh pulling away from bones as he pulls it.
I'm
Oh,
like, you're
I
right.
see. That's mold.
Grimbones, and I walk up and put an arm around his shoulder, and I say,
It is kind of damp.
and I dust it a little bit, and I'm like, why don't we go on a nice shopping spree together?
I have clothes. I have clothes.
Do you have new clothes?
And he puts his hand to his chest and he says, "Summon wardrobe." And a magnificent wardrobe is summoned in the middle of the shop. And it kind of bursts open, almost mimic-like. It scares you for a minute.
I draw my rapier.
Yeah, no, it looks like it's about to like attack you guys, but then it kind of solidifies. And there is women's clothing, men's clothing, kids' clothing, shoes. They're all kind of reminiscent of old time, but they're all in good condition.
Well, Grimbones, these are kind of on the older side. You ever think about expanding your collection here? You've got space for it, apparently.
I could buy more. Some new wear for the youngins that will be coming to my shop.
Exactly.
Yeah, getting their threads on and stuff. Right?
Not
The
only
cool new shoes and all that whatnot.
Not only for the kids, but for you yourself.
I get it. I stink and I need to change. Let's go shopping.
Shopping.
I shouldn't really be walking around the streets myself. I scare people.
You'll be with us. I've already, I've gotten to know quite a few people around here from performing at Sprockets the past couple weeks. Everybody
Yeah.
knows me. I can put in a definite good word. This is a good
I would
opportunity.
like to see Sprocket. I haven't seen him in like a long time.
He's like 3 blocks down.
Yeah, well, he's busy and I'm busy with spiders. And he's got chunky milk and kobolds to take care of. I got an idea. And he puts his hand back to his chest and he says, "Summon Scarf of Illusions," which a scarf does come. And he wraps it around his neck and his appearance shimmers and changes to that of a kind of a handsome older man with short cropped black hair. It's still the body of Grimbones, but as if he were alive.
So Grimbones.
How do I look?
Alive.
But the clothes look terrible, especially now on someone that looks living.
Clothes still not.
There's an old
Right.
expression that goes, "The clothes make the man." So that scarf on top of something new.
All right, clothes shopping then.
So another question, Grimbones. Why don't you wear the scarf when people come and shop?
Because then I wouldn't be myself. I want people to like me for me.
True.
But maybe it's a good idea every now and then.
If you want people to like you for you, then take the scarf off. Let's go.
I see what you did there. Okay. And he pulls it off and he goes back to his bony form.
Excellent. Now, where's the nearest clothes shop? Let's go.
I have no idea. Let's find out. So you guys walk out and he kind of like shades his socketed, skull, no eyes from the sun. Oh, the sun. What a beautiful thing. Here we go. He's like walking and people are like screeching and running away. But it calms down a little bit. I mean, people know of Grimbones. It's just like the kids are terrified.
Yeah.
The guards really don't react. They know that an awakened undead lives here. and all that. So you guys start walking through the streets. People are either scared or like, oh my god, that is a walking corpse, blah, yada, yada, yada. But roll for me an investigation check to try to find a clothing shop.
This one.
Say it again. Yeah, everybody can. Okay. Or two of you can roll with advantage, whatever you want to do. Carrie, do you want to roll investigation check?
Yes.
In that case, I got a 12.
12. My man, we need to have a discussion about low rolls. Every now and then, you should roll higher. Just every now and then. This man texted me last night, playing another game, and he was like, oh, my first roll was a 1. I was like, that doesn't surprise me. Because you roll low all the time.
And then I did 6 more.
I need to give you like weighted dice that only roll like 10 through 20.
I
feel like that would even it out.
You just need to be a rogue and get to level 10.
You just need to have a plus 10 to everything.
Yes.
Well, no, because I don't want to use my roll yet.
I understand.
I got
That's
so
a good class.
what'd you get?
15.
A 15. Fear, what'd you get?
I got a 14.
14, 15,
I got a rock.
low. You got less than he did? He did?
What did he get?
13?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got an 8.
So Zorka and Fear.
Mm-hmm.
You guys start walking around. You make it to the Owls of Pavilion. You're doing your thing, and you do find a small marketplace with a kind of out-of-the-way
That's nice.
shop. It's kind of it's Victorian style, like most of the buildings in the city, but it's painted white on the outside. It has what do you call them? Like at the front of the White House, the
Columns.
columns. It has 2 columns on the front porch that are kind of wide, steps that lead up. The door is open. There is soft music playing from within, but it does say Teresa's Clothing Store on the outside. It's not on the building. It's on a little stand out on front. So what would you guys like to do? And Grimbones is like, oh boy.
Hold on, I need
you guys have a small crowd of people following you at this point. That are like, oh my god, what is that? He's dead.
I'm just looking. I look back and I go, do I see these people?
Yeah, it's about 12, 15 people.
I look. I go. What are you looking at?
Hold on.
And they all
now.
kind of take a step back.
Hold on now. Here, wait. I come out with my hands out and I said, listen, people. Come on. Come here.
And then they start to gather around.
And I
I'm gonna
whisper
go out
over.
to the middle and beware the mysterious man who works here.
The mighty Grimbones.
And he is like cowering at this point.
Now, I come over and I whisper in Grimbones, I'm like, this is your chance to get people in your shop. You yourself are an antiquity. I don't know how to say that word.
I need a persuasion check.
Guess who just took
He is
expertise?
cowering right now. he looks terrified out of his
It's
mind.
gonna be a +9. Cool.
After he does that,
13.
Not bad. What'd you say, Carrie?
I want to go into and say, who likes pets?
Oh no!
So, Grimbones takes a step, kind of center stage, if you would, to the
Now-
crowd of people that take a half step back when he emerges, and some of them kind of wrinkle their nose.
Now I say to Grimbones, and I'm like, all right, now this is where you need to show them your stock. I'm assuming you carry that with you.
Yes?
You have a mobile shop.
Yeah?
Set it up.
What should I bring out?
Your
He
clothes.
whispers. Oh.
Sell some clothes. Maybe not in front of the clothing store.
And he's like, before, as you say that, he's already like, summon wardrobe, and it right in the middle of the street, and it opens up, people screaming for one of them backing up. He's like, welcome to Grimbones, mobile marketplace of clothing from when I was alive. Shop one and all.
The magnificent Grimbones can
And
summon
at-
almost
at
anything
this-
to your heart's content or desire.
Roll for me a performance check, as you're really trying to like help him out, walking around doing tricks and talking and all that. There's a large gathering forming around this market square currently.
Hold on, I need to get.
Remember that 2 weeks of downtime? We were just gonna skip through.
Remember that 2 weeks of downtime? We're 2 days in. We're getting wild.
Go crazy.
Let me get some music back in here. Here we go. Oh, this is too sad.
It's gonna be a 19.
A 19. You're doing very well. People are walking out of the nearby shops to come see the foray of what is going on. You've even attracted the attention of some guardsmen though they are smiling and just watching and making sure nothing crazy happens, people start to gather around Grimbones, who is waving about, Grimbones Mobile Marketplace and all that. And people are starting to look through his wares, though they are old, like 100 years old, in fashion from back
Antiquity.
then. It's something that a lot of the younger people of this district have never seen.
Oh, we're hipsters
So
now.
they start pulling out the clothes, and Grimbones actually starts making transactions as you guys kind of watch, and you continue to do tricks, and you two kind of play lookout, and you play bodyguard. But eventually, a kind of squat older human woman in her late 60s comes walking out of Teresa's clothing store.
I knew this was gonna happen.
And she looks and she's like, "My word! What is going on here? You're
Profit.
taking my business! Come in here!" And she comes walking down and she's like grabbing clothes out of people's hands and trying to put it back. "No! This is my street! My street, I tell you!"
I just look at one of the cards and like,
This is
we're-
public property. We're allowed to vend and sell anything we want.
And a nearby guy goes, "This is true. This is true. He speaks the truth." And she's like, "No! This is terrible!"
I'm sorry, man, but unless you can prove that we are somehow infringing upon your business, if they choose to shop here at Grimbone's Mobile Marketplace, I cannot stop them.
And the guard is like, "He speaks the truth. Backed by the Baroness. I know the law, ma'am." And she's like, "This is horseshit!" And she goes walking back up onto her property on the porch, and as people walk by, she's like, "No! Come in here!" Oh, sorry. That happened. This goes on for about 15 minutes, and she eventually gives up, walks in, shuts the door, and puts the close sign up. And you can hear just every now and then just kind of loud weeping. And why me? But Grimbones quickly sells out, not sells out, but he sells through about 50% of his wares, making a pretty penny. As you guys help him out. Just for the last half here, go ahead and give me, I want a group performance check. As you guys, I'm assuming, are all trying to aid in this, correct?
yeah.
I want performance checks from everybody to see how you fared
14.
to kind of gauge his income here.
14.
16.
14, 16. Wow.
Bard, carry us.
Fear decided
Give me
to
one
just step it up.
second.
I was saying, man, this is your game.
This is your thing.
This is your game right here.
12.
Okay. Combined, it was really well. He actually makes over 40 platinum selling for most of his clothing.
Woo!
Sells it at, kind of a high rate, but people pay good money, and
This is the price of atmosphere.
yeah. You guys kind of really sold the shtick of this is kind of like a new style. The fluffy clothing and the tall collars and the multiple layers and the tall boots that go up like knee high and farther. And you guys you make some money. And eventually everybody starts to walk away as you notice that the sun is setting. It's been a long day of selling. And,
Remember,
he's
go to-
just kind of sitting there with money. And he's like, he says he stores 30 platinum. And he actually brings over 10 to you guys. Well, you helped. You want some money? I don't use it a lot. And he kind of starts handing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 2 more platinum, he says to his chest. 11 and 12. There we go. 12 platinum.
So we each got 3.
Yeah.
So now I'm at 5.
Is that enough?
That's
Yes.
perfectly
Okay.
all right.
Okay. Just
That's
making sure.
funny, Grim
This was
Bones.
so much fun, but I think we really made that lady mad, and I don't think I'm going to be able to buy any stock from her anytime soon.
Well, don't.
We're going to need a new store. No, we don't. They like my clothing. If I can find more, I will find more.
Right.
And he starts like store wardrobe, and it sucks back up into his chest, into the box.
Maybe
So,
we need to...
Grimbones, you can sell other things other than the wardrobe and the clothing
You're right.
because you have.
Maybe we should take Grimbones across the city. Mobile marketplaces of all kinds.
You could just expand it more than just the city. You can go beyond the city on the trade
A
route.
franchise.
A mobile franchise.
I can see it.
I can see it too. You can advertise
I'm terrified.
where you'll be next. You'll be like a traveling circus, except
I only
you sell
I only
shit.
have the one box, and he holds his chest. We'll start here. We'll see how it goes. We'll fix my shop. And if things go well, then we will franchise.
If anything, this was just advertisement for your shop here.
Mm-hmm.
Remember our deal about advertising? How many people would you say?
Like
were here?
Dagger Donald's, the fast food chain of Holland. They franchised out to everywhere.
Dagger Donald, huh?
Uh-huh, Dagger Donald's.
Dagger Donald's.
Yes,
That's canon now, ain't it?
it is.
What color arches do they have?
Fuck you. They don't have arches. They have daggers.
Golden
Get a
daggers.
free dagger with every small Mac.
I just
Anyway, so you guys, you pack up and you start heading back through the dark lit streets. Making it back to Grimbone's shop. Talking as you go. Is there anything else you wanted to discuss with Grimbones this evening as you guys are making your way back?
Grimbones, I'm wondering, you seem rather proficient in magical and arcane.
I did a lot of things in my previous life before I died.
I wondered
Yes?
if you could pass on a little advice, maybe some teachings of the arcane.
Maybe? What do you want to know?
What do you want to teach? Where do you think I should start?
I'm really a teacher. You're what? What is your profession?
I'm more of
Performer?
a performer, yeah.
Like a bard?
More or less.
Right. I wasn't really a bard. I was more of a wizard.
Different ways to learn, I suppose.
Right. Yeah, I put a lot of things in books and had to memorize them and read a lot. My fingers hurt and give me arthritis. You wouldn't think that whenever you die and become an awakened undead that the arthritis would transition over, but it does. My fingers hurt. But now I can do things innately. And he just like snaps his fingers and he does a prestidigitation spell on someone that's walking by that's kind of dirty. Does it again and casts thaumaturgy just by snapping his fingers. It's like everything's so innate now, even those things I could do that before. I need to do something better. And he looks up and he shoots a flaming sphere up into the sky. He's like, nope, I can do better. And he starts walking around. He looks at a house and he kind of waves his hands and snaps. And the house goes from being just a one-story little hovel to this kind of tall shotgun-style, magnificent, small, long mansion.
Did I know what spell that was? It's
It was a
Mordecai's
big illusion.
Magnus and-
Oh,
it's
big
illusion.
It was a big illusion spell.
It's a major illusion.
I have an idea.
Yes. And he snaps his fingers again and goes back to normal. I can just do things now. It's very nice, but I'm still dead.
You could use your prestidigitation for a cleaning service.
Grimbone's cleaning service. I think we're going to have lots of things to discuss. Business partners, right? Investors,
Yes.
maybe? I have a lot of money. I'll be the investor. But it's my shop. It'll work. We'll sit down over drinks that I can't drink because I'm dead and discuss it.
All right.
Listen, you give us part of your profits because we are nice friends.
It is kind of getting on the later side, and Sprocket's been pretty nice about handing us over some drinks and stuff. Maybe you want to go
You want to go
kill
to Sprockets?
kill two birds, one stone. You said you wanted to talk to him.
I mean, it's been a while.
There, that settles it. Then you need to see your friends.
So you guys start heading towards Sprockets then? You have to kind of pull him along. I haven't seen... Sprocket was there. I died with him. He's alive. I was dead. He feels really bad. He doesn't come see me because he feels... Oh, we're here. Great. And you
He
guys are
feels really
standing in
bad.
front
Well,
of
this is a good
Sprockets.
chance for him to apologize or you to
I think
make
we
up
need tavern
amends.
music.
Before we go, and I take him out. Now you can't go the entire rest of your undeath. Your
You know what?
unlife.
We're going into summon... Do I want the scarf? I want the mask? We'll do Mask of Illusions. And he summons a mask this time. Puts it on his face, and it's the same tall, handsome, dark-haired man, but with a mask.
Hold on.
I haven't changed. Summon wardrobe. And the wardrobe is summoned. And he goes about just in the street, but now, because he's illusion, he looks like a real man, and things look real, and he starts to change just in the middle of the street.
I start doing like a body block.
So you're like,
Yeah.
I cast a minor illusion to make it look like there's a barrel over him.
nice. And he starts to change. He puts on, he discards the grotesque mildew clothing kind of in the bottom of the wardrobe. And he puts on, it's literally the same kind of black suit, red tie. He pulls out a top hat and puts it on. Puts on a bow tie. Pulls up his pants. Puts on some boots. But the boots are interesting. They're kind of they're more clothy looking. They're not leather. It's kind of like a thick woven cloth, and they kind of sit high. Think of like high tops. That's what they look like. And he puts them on. And he ties them. And then I'm ready. Yes. For Sprockets.
Does Sprocket know?
That I'm alive, but dead? Yes. Like I said, we talk every now and then. It's just been like a year or two. We've both been busy.
Why are you disguised then if he knows?
Well, he knows what I looked like when I was alive. This is what I looked like when I was alive. What do you think?
So he doesn't know what you look like dead.
Fun.
Oh, no, he knows. I've been dead a long time.
So why?
Well, we had a third friend that we both really liked. And then I died, and she didn't really want to hang out with him anymore or me because I was dead. And yeah. Anyway, we're going in for drinks. Yep, here we go. And he starts kind of walking. He gets 2 steps up, and he's like, nope. And he turns around and starts walking
And
back.
me and you were like, we'll pick him up. And
You guys both grab under his arms and lift him up, walking back up. As Fear and Kalypso's just smiling, walking up toward. So, Sprockets this night is happening.
Happening.
It's happening. Let's see if I can find some more happening tavern music here real quick. Play.
To the window.
Yep, you're right. That would work. I don't think I have any like jazzy tavern music. That's a little bit better. All right, so you guys start grabbing him and you walk him up into Sprockets. So like I've described Sprockets before, there's several smaller tables, but then there's a community table in the center. There's a band of dwarves that seem to be kind of rowdy in and around that center table. Some of them playing violins and different stringed instruments. Others drinking beer and then running toward each other in the sign quarter, heads bouncing across. Common game for dwarves, even in this day and age. But on the counter is Sprocket walking along the top of the bar, handing out drinks. And he kind of looks over as the doors open, gives a curious eye to the man that's being dragged in. But the man then turns around, and Sprocket's eyes go very wide. And there's kind of a look of sadness, followed by curiosity, followed by happiness. And you see Terrace.
Yes.
Behind the counter, kind of tossing up drinks. They're kind of really in sync. Terrace will throw up a drink and will actually manage not to spill. Sprocket will grab it, hand it to the nearest patron, that kind of thing. Music's playing, it's rowdy. What would you guys like to do?
We're walking his happy ass up to the bar.
So you guys drag him up to the bar because he's like Flintstone and trying to get away. And he finally, fine, I'm here. He turns around. And by the time that he turns around, you guys are at the bar. And he looks up. Hi, Sprocket. Well, hello, Grimbones. Would you like a drink, my dead friend? No, not really. Hi, Terrace. How? And Grimbones kind of gets up on a bar stool. What would you guys like to do? They kind of have an awkward look at each other. Sprocket's getting a lot of drink orders in right now. Very busy.
I kind of go, Sprocket, would you like some assistance? Me and
From
brother,
you?
Me and brother
You ever
Zorka, we have-
bartended?
in our
Ever?
younger
I grew up
lives.
in a tavern. I've got this.
I think he'll do better than you two. But we can all try. Come all around. Come on. What about you, Fear? You want to hand out some drinks?
I can carry lots of drinks.
All right. Working people. Let's come on. So you guys
Well, that's
head
my
behind
pay.
the bar.
Yeah.
The bar?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's my pay. Well,
Huh?
that's my pay.
You want pay?
Yes.
I pay. We want you to stop and have a nice conversation with your friend here.
Never mind.
If I don't hear conversation, I stop.
Is this
working.
like one of those interventions?
No intervention at all, just reconnections.
Ah, yes. See, at least you tell the truth. Terrace, man the bar, and the rest of you, don't fuck anything up. And Terrace kind of jumps off onto a bar stool next to Grimbones. As you guys head around the counter, noticing that there's a lot of people in this room. And Terrace is like fixing drinks very quickly and handing them to you and pointing at tables. He'll be like, this drink, B3, this drink, A7. And he's pointing around.
Yeah.
I want
I'm gonna.
I want a knowledge check from all 4 of you first. To kind of pick up what he's putting down.
Do I get any kind of advantage?
You have advantage.
Okay.
No, you're a bard.
I
Wait,
gotta-
anybody that has a tavern in their background, please roll with
Well, we worked in
advantage.
an inn.
Or an inn. It's funny because I think you're the only one that doesn't have a tavern in your background, Fear.
I rolled 10 twice, so 12.
12, okay.
16.
10's what we're looking for to be able to get through it easily.
17.
You're having a really bad time. You're doing okay, though, and you are helping him. You have dropped like 3 glasses.
I'm gonna try
There's
and catch
chunky
him
milk on the
with
floor.
I'm gonna try to catch his glasses with Mage Hand.
Roll for me a die 20, add your spellcasting modifier.
Let's see if you can catch it.
What is that right now?
You're level 3.
Plus 5.
Plus, I was going to say plus 5, 6. That's what I was thinking.
11.
All right. With a 10's what we're looking for. None of this is
no,
super
16.
crazy hard.
Yeah, so it's 14.
14's fine.
My bad. I thought it was
So every
6.
glass that you drop, you don't hear it shatter because it's being picked up by him. As you guys are, there's some drinks go to the wrong tables. It's okay because most of the people in here tonight, for whatever reason, is this large band of dwarves, and it doesn't matter. You put a drink in front of a dwarf when he's trying to have a good time, he's going to drink it. And most of the stuff that's going out is dwarven red, so there's no problem. But Grimbones and Sprocket do seem to be having a conversation that is very tense at first. Who would like to roll for me a perception check to garner some of that information?
I mean, you're passive perception, man.
Yeah, we can go off your passive perception, or you can roll. You're the guy. What do you want to do? You want to roll, or you want to try to stick with your passive? You want to take that hit?
I'll go with passive.
What's your passive total?
16.
16. So it's the conversation. I'm sorry, I haven't came in a while. You know, being dead's hard, and Sprocket's like, it's fine, really. Have you seen her? No. Have you? And he's like, no. Have you? And they start to have this kind of back and forth. Like, have you?
You.
Now, have you?
You.
Have you?
Have you?
Have you? And so that goes on for a little bit. You guys continue doing your drinks and stuff. Are you guys letting them have as much time as they want?
Yeah.
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 I'm
In
working
that
tonight.
case, you guys are working tonight. A couple hours go by. You guys are running drinks. It's mundane conversation. They seem to be telling stories of old after they kind of break through the ice. They start discussing kind of different adventures that they've had. Starting out with like up in the high mountains, the cold lands, escorting caravans back and forth to here and there. And then meeting this woman that they have not named. They haven't said her name. They just refer to her as her, or she, however it goes. And that they banded together. And apparently, from what you're picking up from this conversation, is this woman she liked them both, and they spent time with her. They each got time with her. She mounts back and forth. And that they end up getting to a point where Sprocket's had a few drinks. Grimbones is Grimbones, and it's Grimbones is naturally kind of intoxicated by the environment, just being around people.
Yeah.
And essentially, they start to get to where they start apologizing profusely to one another. He's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. You know, if it wasn't for her, we would have lived." And Sprocket's like, "I know, the dragon," and yeah, all that. But the most curious story is that of a blue dragon's
Lightning.
lair.
Mm-hmm.
A blue dragon's lair back in the high mountains in the cold lands. And that they kind of, their whole adventuring, you know, the lifestyle, everything that they did, their travels with each other all led up to that point. This was kind of on the precipice. You've kind of gathered whenever Grimbones was almost done with the box in his chest. And they were going to go and take this dragon's treasure hoard. And it was a blue dragon, but it was a blue dragon that breathed fire, which was curious.
Uh-huh.
It was unlike anything that they were prepared for, and that is where Grimbones fell. He literally got burnt to a crisp. And then Sprocket and the lady, they left. They left Grimbones there for dead because they thought he was dead. Grimbones wasn't dead. he was awoken, and he took quite a bit of stuff when he was awoken. Put it into his newly created box, made it back to Holland, to where he bought that small little home shop, and has been there ever since. So things have been awkward, but you don't get a name of who the woman was. But yeah, that's generally what you get. Do you let them know as they're having the conversation? They give you a little bit of time. Do you spread that knowledge with the other members of your party?
Yeah.
Okay. So the rest of you get that information as well. At this point, it's late in the evening, about 3 or 4 in the morning. Getting close to that 6 a.m. closing time for the bar.
Yeah.
Grimbones and Sprocket are still sitting at the bar, having a good time. The rest of you are tired, a little weary, but you've had a good time, and things have slowed down, and you guys are, at this point, just having, you're hanging out with Terrace at a nearby table, but Sprocket and Grimbones do get up, and they head over to the table as well. It's been a long time since I haven't had to run my own bar on a night like tonight.
You ever think about
I thank you.
hiring help?
Me and Terrace got this.
All right.
You seen us when you came in. We were doing it.
Right.
You were doing
I
it.
haven't had that much fun in quite a while.
Yeah, but you never get to like properly engage with your clientele.
Did any of you ever run a tavern? You all did very well. Or an inn?
I was born and raised in one.
Makes sense. What about you two? You never told me you could slay drinks like that. Whoa! What about you, Fear? Have you ever worked in a tavern?
No.
Wow.
I follow orders forever.
Well, you did well.
It's a long story, but me and my brother once helped in an inn.
Is it a sad story?
A little bit.
Little
So I won't
we
go
don't
into
have to dig
detail.
up that. And Grimbones like looks at him like, "Ooh, you digged up me."
Well, he's not wrong. No.
So yeah. So they, you guys are all sitting around this table. Any conversation to be had? Terrace is chilling, drinking some chunky milk. Glug glug glug.
So, did you have a good conversation with each other then?
I think we did.
Things all patched up and hunky dory.
I mean, I think I'll come here more than once every 5 years now. Sprocket's like, well, that'd be nice, you dick.
Have you ever
Yeah.
shopped?
Have I ever what?
Have you ever shopped at Grimbones?
No. I mean, we traveled with each other for a long time. I kind of took his share of the treasure we already had at one point. And he kind of looks at Grimbones. And Grimbones is like, yeah, as I died. Just kidding. No, I really died. I'm not kidding.
That actually happened.
But I mean, you took the rest of it when you woke back up.
You
Dead.
were- You were listening.
A bit.
He's
That's
got,
fine.
He's got good ears.
We're all friends here. Yep. Yeah, I took a lot. And it's all in here, and he pats his chest. And Sprocket
Well-
looks at him curiously when he says that. He's like, you finished it? Let me see it. And he does kind of Superman style unbutton his shirt and show him. And Sprocket's like messing with it. Anyway, continue, guys. I heard some peeps of
What
words
do you
there.
mean everything?
I took everything.
Is the dragon in there?
I will
No.
see it.
Insight check. Insight.
Yeah,
I
insight.
want the head.
Insight that.
I have the head. Share.
No, I don't have any dragon haired.
15.
Give me some insight check.
I got a 6.
Do you want to roll an insight check too?
Damn
You
it.
did say you did. Oh no.
16.
I
Can I
got it,
have
okay.
a tooth?
I got a 6.
I don't have any
I got a
teeth, and you guys are all starting to look at him
I got a
with like
15.
knowing eyes because he just critically failed.
Foot?
He looks like
is it-
okay. So the illusion spell is kind of minor, but if an illusion could sweat and kind of look away and not make eye contact with any of you, that's what he's doing. And he's like, and Sprocket's even like, wait, what?
Is it a
Wait, what was the question? He's been drinking all night. He's
Is-
a little intoxicated.
is it a dead dragon or a live dragon?
I cast Lesser Restoration on him to get rid of the toxins.
So he's like slurring and then you do that, and he's like, "Thank you, I owe you one."
Best cure for a hangover.
Grimbones, is there a fucking dragon in your chest? And Grimbones is like, "I took everything. The dragon was there. and I took it. So,
All right.
okay, so listen, I kind of didn't just take it and the stuff. I kind of took the mountain.
Oh, you took a fucking mountain?
Well, I took the inside. I took the lair. You know,
Is the dragon still?
it's in its own pocket dimension.
Is
He's
it-
fine.
I'm just sitting there. I'm just sitting there with my glass,
You
and
want
I'm
me to
like,
summon the dragon and see
No,
if
I
he's
don't want you to
alive?
summon the fucking dragon.
I want the head.
I'm just
I
sitting
don't
there.
think. So he looks at you and you're saying that you want the head, Fear, and he's like, I don't think he's dead. You know, you're not supposed to feel things when you're undead like me, but I get this really, like, hard indigestion and acid reflux sometimes, and I don't think it's me. I think it's the box.
I just kind of look at him wide-eyed, like,
Yes, there's a dragon in here, my friend. And Sprocket is just wide-eyed. Like the face you're making, Sprocket's doing the same thing.
You know, I had a joke about this. My father had the heart of a lion and a lifetime ban from the Ashenthane Zoo.
Why did he have a lifetime ban from
Well,
the zoo?
it's not figurative. It's true that
Oh.
he actually stole the heart of a lion,
Oh my god.
which is completely false and wrong.
And Sprocket looks at Grandma. You have any lion hearts in there too? Lions? Whole zoos? No, I do not.
Can
I'm-
you summon certain things outside of the dragon lair?
Yes, like lots of the stuff that I summon come out of there. I'm really not sure how much money I have. I just summon money when I need it and it comes.
What would happen if you summoned all the money at once?
Well,
He has to specify.
I
what
have to
amount.
specify, and I haven't went too hard. See, there's a limit to the summoning sometimes, the amount. If it goes a little too hard, the thing might overheat, it might explode, then I would die again. I can't really die. But anyway, it's a curse, you know. Anyway, the dragon might come out and then destroy everything. He was a mean motherfucker, that guy. That dragon. Yeah.
I'm just still sitting there wide-eyed, like,
The revelations.
I close his mouth with my hand. Say, flies are gonna nest.
I'm just like, and I just take a sip of my cream soda.
I do have a dragon head. It's a small one. It's like a wyvern head. Do you want it? I can make something out of it. Maybe like a shield. That'd be really cool. You're very brunt.
I think if you made it into a hammerhead, it'd be really neat.
That would be so dope. We'll have to talk about it. It's early. It's late.
Wait,
Yes.
I need to go check on my spiders. Oh God, Rebecca. And he just kind of stands up. I bid you all a good night. It has been amazing. And I will see you soon. Yes. Grimbones. And all that. And he turns and he's like, sorry about the dragon, Sprocket. Walking out the front door. And Sprocket's just like, oh my
Wait.
God. Oh, wait. Yes?
If you let my spider out, he'll go and find his own food. It's okay. He can find his own food. He's pretty good.
Are you sure?
Just leave him out for 5 minutes. Come back. He'll come back.
Okay, I'll do that.
Wait now, hold on. How do you know he's
He's
not
out
gonna
the
eat a
door.
person?
He's out the door.
We're like, hold on, Fit. What?
Has your spider ever attacked a person?
He likes rats.
You're my favorite
So, Grimbones leaves the shop. Sprocket looks very confused and just curious about the night's events. And we'll pick up there after our break.
So you didn't have to buy me spider food. I can fend for myself. He's like a little puppy.
Where's the mics? There it is.
To the mics.
There it is.
Line two
Stars
is the
at
mics.
night are big and bright.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
So, welcome back from our break. So we just had lots of fun with Grim Bones and all that fun stuff.
2 days into our 2-week break.
The
of action.
yep, the morning comes, the sun rises. Excuse me. Sprocket finds his rest along with Terrace. Do the rest of you go to bed?
Oh yeah.
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 I've
Yep.
been serving.
So you Kalypso, Fear, you make it to your room. You find slumber, and you two make it to y'all's room and find slumber. But first, there was a conversation to be had, if I didn't know any better. So before you guys go night-night, are you playing with Lizzie? What are you doing?
I didn't touch her. She's just being cute.
She wants attention.
What's attention?
It's okay. But inside of your guys' room, before you meet your sleepiness,
Don't scoot.
what would you like to talk about?
You know, I was thinking
Yeah.
maybe, just maybe, we could use our 1-year contract.
On this asshole.
Right.
It could work.
Jorris reminds me of.
Just staring.
Lizzie, you want to play D&D? Say, no, I just want lots of attention.
That can be my Octo.
You,
No, that would
Lizzie?
be more of your Bella.
Probably, yeah. Lizzie's a girl. Continue your
But-
guys' conversation, yeah.
Maybe we put a contract out on old Jorris Solarian.
I think it's worth the least talking to, the higher ups.
Right. See if we can't get our 1-year contract out on this fucking shite bastard. It pisses me off.
Well, I mean, we kind of already knew he wasn't a great guy, but we know now he's kind of a dick.
No, it's the Ace of Spades.
Touched a little closer to home than I would have liked. That's why I'm wanting to do it.
Yeah, I see why. He's just a kid.
Reminds me of us.
Yep. At least he got out of town and didn't end up where we ended up at.
Alright, but we plan to change that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm holding my gun and I'm just looking at it.
Is that Derringer 1, 2, or 3?
Number 8.
When did you get 8?
They're in the room, right?
Yes.
Oh.
You want to go sneaking?
Wonderful.
Okay.
I'm gonna bang on their door again.
Okay, so you walk down. It's about 6:30. You guys have been having this conversation, and
No
you
grim
hear
bones,
a
that's
large,
a pencil.
bang, bang, bang at your door.
I go, oh, for fuck's sake. Jamfyr. This gets old.
You hear a gruff Jamfyr. This gets old from the other side. What do you do?
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna bang again.
Bang, 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 bang.
Listen, if this is going to continue, I think we're going to need to sleep somewhere else.
Probably.
Bang, bang, bang.
A third set of bangs.
I'm going to bed. Good night. And I go to bed and I put the pillow over my ears.
Do you continue to bang for a while?
I'm gonna bang, bang, bang one more time.
One more time. You wrap the pillow around your head. Do you guys try to go to sleep?
I should have crossbow bolt at the door.
You're a thud on the door. Bing!
Bang, bang, bang.
Ah!
And she replies, bang, bang, bang.
I'm like, Zorka, antagonizing it isn't gonna help.
You're egging it on.
Bang, bang, bang. And then I'm going back to the room.
Does that wake me up?
There was some banging. It sounded like Jamfyr was banging on doors again.
She come in.
Oh yeah, she just walked in smiling.
So, in your country, is that customary to bang on people's doors at 4 o'clock in the morning?
6. I'm going to bed.
And she crawls into bed smiling and just rolls over and begins snoring about 10 minutes later. With that, everybody's leveled to 3. You guys all find some sleep. You sleep late into the... You guys are night owls at this point. You sleep until about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. You get up and you have a very, very late breakfast just as the tavern is opening to, yet again, do its thing. So, with this downtime, it's about 3 days in at this point. Does anybody have any plans that they would like to... I know you two want to talk to Chance. So, Kalypso and Fear, is there anything you want to do in this downtime?
I'm going to go to Grimbones and work on this hammer thing.
Okay. So you go to Grimbones and you begin collaborating after you guys work on the shop a little bit about this hammer made out of a wyvern head. Okay. So you guys talk about how you would like it designed, and he begins working on it. So we will get back to that at the end of the downtime of how it turns out. Anything else? Kalypso, anything you wanted to do?
Is there a courier service?
There is. You could send a letter home if you'd like to.
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll type
You
it
can
out.
either text it to me, or if you don't want anybody to know, then text it to me, and I will. Well, it'll get there because it's in my mind. So yeah, just make it out, and I already got the other part, and we'll see if that goes through, and then we'll see. Yeah. So do that, and then you two. I know we want to talk to Chance. Is there anything else you wanted to do in the downtime? I'm assuming everybody's helping with Grimbones.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to send it?
2 gold.
2 gold. Okay.
That far, yeah, just 2 gold. It's not too bad. Is there anything else you want to do other than Chance?
Beyond helping Grimbones repair his shop.
Okay.
Oh, I need to go
I
see.
have.
You've been.
Yes.
I've been making a mental note that usually at least once every other day that you go and see your lady. Whose name is?
Isabel.
Isabel. See? He knows. So yeah, you've been going to the Velvet Fang and having your usual meetups with Isabel. Yeah, they're going swellingly.
Okay.
They're going swell. Yeah, if there's just anything that you ever need to talk to her about, then we will play that out.
Okay.
Until then, you're... Yeah,
Yeah.
grimboning.
Grim.
You're grimboning. But
No, that's it. Just
you guys... You retreat early one night from Grimbones as you guys are helping in his shop. Making it look nice. And by the way, it's been about a weekend. It's looking pretty nice. He seems to have, enough coin to put into it to make it look like a happening place. But you guys go off into the night, across some rooftops, and eventually you go crow form, making your way to the center district of the city and to the great tower that can only be entered by a crow. You go in through the top, down the winding stairs, past the other voices of crow, those in trainings, the younger individuals, and then the elites, and even some of the brands of preservations of which you put your eyes down because you're not allowed to look at those guys. And you make your way spiraling down and eventually start to ask around for Chance in the tower. It takes a little while for Chance to have time to come speak to you, but you are sitting in it's one of the older rooms, not older rooms, but a room that you previously would go to often to have long conversations with Chance. Around the time that it became your caretaker. So you poured a couple drinks. You're sitting at the leather couch, and Chance comes walking in. Well, you've summoned me. What is it you need?
We'd like to use our 1-year contracts.
Both of you or just one of you?
Both.
Ah. You
Thought
cashing
you
it in
used-
on one, huh? Well, you would have to use both if you wanted to be both a part of it. We have much to discuss, we have much to discuss, however. The matter of your two friends. They passed their test and are eligible for entry. Should we pursue them or no? Many people know who you are in this city, and by many it is a small number, but enough that could get you killed. The brands of preservation do not allow the crows to let just everyone and anybody know who they are. It seems that Jax has taken a liking to you. I'm assuming you know who Three Eyed Jax is.
I think we've been.
You met him
introduced.
on that rooftop when you were chasing Gentry Ferris. We don't need to play around. I know everything that you do. We are connected. And she kind of taps her crow brand on her shoulder. Now, as I said, much to discuss. Before we decide what you're cashing in your yearly bonus on, your friends, the Kalypso and the Fear, are they, well, up for the task
We,
or not?
we haven't actually talked to them about that yet. But,
Well, I hope not.
Yeah, for obvious reasons. But I believe they can help out.
Well, it's either that or we kill them.
Yeah, they can
We
help
don't
out.
want that.
Yeah, don't want that.
Not that I would do it straight out, but the brands of preservation have been interested in the two crows that are finding companionship in these travelers, and there's been many times where you've tried to transform in their vicinity. They're gonna find out eventually, so they can either become crows or we can eliminate them so they won't be telling anybody who you are. So decide quickly, and if we need to initiate them, we shall.
If it puts them in danger, let's go ahead and initiate them.
Then we will. And Chance pulls out a small notepad and starts to scribble something down and then puts it back in her pack.
Last thing we need is a dog on that back as well.
Well, friends is not really needed in our business. Being brothers is about the most companionship you will ever find. But now, let's discuss your yearly bonus. What's the name?
Jorris Solarian.
Really? Why is that?
Well, he
Continue.
not only has he tried to apprehend Gentry over this patent squabble, he's also taken
He's a
innocent.
douche.
Yeah, he's a douche. He's
Jorris Solarian is not a very nice person.
No.
I do understand that, but you can be a asshole and not die. I need a good reason. You know, to push the papers upstairs to get approval.
Killed his
Oh, fine, don't worry. It just slid down a little bit. Anyway, now, Jorris Solarian, like I said, he's an asshole, but he's a very influential one. So, if he just disappears, no big deal. We can cover it up as we usually do. But I do need a reason to why you want him dead. Not just that he's an asshole. Is
Hit a
it
little
personal?
closer to home. Yes. Very personal.
Zorka, home.
Yes.
Alright. I'll see what I can do. Give me a day, come back, and if it's approved, then you can have your fun. And maybe in the meantime, we set up a meeting for the other two initiates. If they're ready. You know the transition is hard. It's nightmarish. We're not doing this just because we like killing people either. We don't want to just kill random people, and it is okay to have friends. But you need to understand that we are running a business here and we have to keep things quiet. So they either join, or at this point, from what I've heard from the brands, is they are eliminated. If they decide not to go through the initiation process, they will be eliminated. I will give you a day to sit down and discuss with them in private, away from ears, what awaits them. All right?
Right.
I will
Right.
see you here in 24 hours with your answer about Jorris and whether or not your friends will be joining the dead or the living. Good night, Chance says, and he or she, whatever this mannequin is, turns and leaves the room.
Right, so join or die. Okay.
Right. We don't want them to die.
No.
Well, if the brands have got their eye on us, really pisses me off that everybody and their mother knows what we are.
Think of the brands as like, what do you call it? The people.
The elite.
No, not like a police force. The internal affairs.
Yeah.
Think of the brands of preservation as the internal affairs for the voices of Crow. So yeah, there's been a lot of knowledge that has been gained. Three Eyed Jax has got his eye on you. You guys have went Crow in daylight, and they're afraid that they're gonna find out. So you guys have to make a decision. It won't necessarily lead to their death either way. Chance is just a very glass half empty kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's up to you guys what you do. So let's talk about it. You guys eventually leave the tower through crow form. You go to just a nearby rooftop in the moonlight that you can see through the haze of the city. It's late. What's the plan?
Go find our friends.
You want to go find your friends?
Do we need to think of a game plan here? We need to try and break this easy.
Yeah, easy would be good.
You know what I forgot to ask Chance is whether or not him having that deal with that Unforgiven. I didn't think about that till now. I wonder if that'll affect the initiation.
I don't know. I'm not sure. We can ask him tomorrow.
I
We can
want
see
to
him.
make sure they live. I don't want them to die.
Yeah. Me too.
So,
What's your passive?
16.
As you guys are having this discussion atop the rooftop, you hear the slight shift of some shingles.
I pull out my gun.
You pull out your gun and you turn toward the sound. What do you do, Zorka?
I turn around.
For an instant, Zorka, because your passive perception's higher than his,
Mm-hmm.
you notice a dark, shadowed figure kind of crouched on the corner of the building. All you can make out is the glowing amber eyes before the shadow kind of disperses into that of several crows screeching and going into different directions. Do you do anything?
I have two derringers out. I'm like,
Yeah, a bunch of crows, they disperse into many, kind of fly about the rooftop and then away.
I think they're following us.
I think we need a better hiding spot than just rooftops.
So what do you guys do?
Let's head back to Sprockets.
Okay, you get back to Sprockets, and at this time, Kalypso and Fear. You guys have been hanging out at Sprockets. It's a slower evening. You've helped them a bit and had some dinner. You guys are kind of a little tired from working at Grimbones this evening. But as you're sitting in the up next to the bar, as I said, only a couple other patrons are in. You see the Tabaxi brothers come walking in.
Sounds like a
The
lost
twins. Yep. The Tabaxi bros.
Morgan and Morgan.
So,
kitty.
Yeah, Nines Orc.
In the Sprocket. Well, good evening.
evening, Sprocket.
How you doing this fine night, Sprocket?
Doing well. Kind of slow, which is kind of nice. As We've really been pounding it back every night. I'm getting old. We're getting really old. How's Grimbones coming?
Looking good.
So far, so good. We just put in another frame.
I'm excited to see his shop open up. He's talking about franchising. Whoa.
Right, our trip to the cliffs all turned into more of a business venture.
Fuck Teresa, man. Grimbones is where it's at. He kind of like bangs his chest. Well, anyway, any drinks?
Not right now.
It's like a cream soda.
Pulls out a soda and pops the top. Well, I'm headed upstairs. I got some friends over. We're gonna play some games upstairs. I'm closing up early. You guys have free reign of the place. He goes and shuts the door. Yeah, as he's shutting it, and he locks it.
Do you have a more private place me and my friends could have a conversation?
Maybe.
Away from prying eyes, so to speak?
Zorka knows how to get there. Just head down to the under the tavern.
Fair enough. Thank you, Sprocket.
No problem. He goes walking upstairs with Terrace. They're gonna go play Boons and Brigands.
Boons and Brigands!
Afterwards, can we join you?
Well, duh. We're gonna fight that dragon tonight. And he goes walking up the stairs. You four are left on the tavern level.
I want to gamble.
As he's going through his cards.
Well, how about we gamble downstairs? There's something we'd like to talk to you about.
What'd I do this time?
We didn't do nothing.
That's the first.
It's a proposition, really.
What'd you say?
Kitty folks.
Kitty folks.
Last deal I made didn't go over so hot.
Well, this one won't necessarily involve that much insanity.
I'll roll insight on that.
Go ahead.
Do you guys have some kind of dealing you want to talk to us about? Like, what's going on here?
Do I need to roll like deception? Okay.
19.
No. So through that insight check, what you're getting, who? By the way, it's still hard to tell them apart, but who you presume is Rannar, because they do talk a little bit differently. He's not making eye contact with you. He seems down. Seems like he really needs to talk to you about something, and he's just kind of like saying whatever until you guys are in a quiet place. That's what you're getting. About his previous statement, it may or may not include a bunch of craziness. Zorka.
Yeah.
You go into the kitchen. You pull back the rug. You flip the latch and you pull it up. And there is yet another level to the old sprockets. This is the easy way to get there, not through all the hidden archways that Terrace and the spider go through to get there. But you hear Zorka open it up. You guys all go look, and you see stairs leading down underneath where the rug is.
I cast light.
It's lit. It's lit. Yeah, no, it is lit.
I
There's
cast light.
actually the lights are on at sprockets. The lights are on downstairs.
It's creepy. Y'all have a lot of secrets, don't you?
A bit.
Am I going to be learning about these secrets?
Some of them, yes.
You guys head down.
Yeah.
Fear.
I don't say that until we get downstairs.
Fear. Do you start heading down?
What do I get out of this?
Valid question.
I'm not so akin to walking down secret trap doors in taverns.
I'm trying to do some good in a not so good way, so to speak.
I'll hear you out. I'm going down the stairs.
So you start creaking down the stairs. She starts going first, past the other two that have been down there before, which is kind of funny. So she starts going down. You two are still at the stairs looking at Kalypso. What do you do, Kalypso?
I want one thing. One secret now, before I head down, and then I'll come.
Fear, you hear this, and you kind of turn, listening.
I just kind of go,
Is that a deal?
Telepath.
And I'm like looking around like,
telepath. Yes, say
Roll a perception check. Looking around for anybody that's watching.
I'm using my whisper to go. That's right. Get the information out of them.
You're getting egged on.
8.
An 8. You don't see or hear anything, man. You hear dice being rolled upstairs and people laughing. That's about it.
I tell him telepathically. Tell him about the inn. And what
Secret
happened.
of my choosing. I have a question.
Fear is turned at this point and is listening.
Answer the question truthfully, and I will dissent.
all right.
What is your connection to the Unforgiven?
It was a trick we learned from our caretaker. Now, that's all we really want to discuss out in the open like this.
You can roll insight on that if you want.
I do, because it does sound like a truth. Just not
Roll
all.
persuasion. Wyler, roll persuasion.
Probably gonna beat me.
It's really, you
8.
guys are working together to believe at this point.
Persuasion plus 2, 21.
He seems to be truthful, but he does, with an 8, he seems truthful. Yeah, I can't go much more higher than that.
Yeah.
Is that the room we're in?
Gonna switch this
Hmm?
one out.
Is that the room we're going to?
You want to try this one?
Which one? That one?
I got it.
No.
Haven't
That was
got
drawn
purple
from
on
a couple sessions ago. I just haven't erased them. That's
Alright.
terrible, isn't it? We rarely use them out anymore. Anyway, what do you do, Kalypso?
I did not specify you couldn't tell me a half truth, so I'll be coming down.
What's the order of which you descend? Fear is first.
I let Kalypso go down first,
Okay, and then the two brothers go.
Whisper.
So you
They're
guys-
blocking us in.
and then
You do hear that, but it's jokingly. Do you want it to be jokingly?
Yeah.
Okay.
it's like, me and him.
You shut it behind you? You going last?
I want
shut
to
it.
roll up another perception check before, make sure nobody was.
Go right ahead.
God, I'm not rolling good on these perception checks. An 11.
An 11. As the hatch begins to close, you look up. You do hear footsteps, but Zorka shuts it. You guys start heading down into the lit underbelly of Sprocket's Ending. It's almost like an underground loft of sorts, a little man cave. There's fine couches, liquor cabinets. You see 2 different bedrooms that are nicely furnished with, large beds. One seems smaller than the other. There seems to be terraces in Sprocket's little man cave. Yeah. You guys are down here. What
Is
do
there
you
a
do?
table?
There is. Table about this size. Sitting right in the middle of the room. With microphones and lights around it. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So what do you guys do?
And I'm going to go ahead and sit on the table, or sit at the table.
Okay, you take a seat.
I'll take a seat.
You take a seat. Fear, Kalypso, you've just watched the Tavaxi bros take a seat, looking at you expectantly. What do you do?
I'm gonna check the chair for traps.
Roll an investigation check.
It's a mimic. Run.
10.
It doesn't look to be trapped.
Cool, I sit down.
All right, you pull it out. You take a seat.
I'm standing at the end of the table and I go, okay, tell me your secrets.
Fear just walks up, arms crossed. Tell me your secrets.
It's not as simple as that. Now, telepathically communicate. Do you want to start first, or do you want me to?
I need for Fear and Kalypso to make wisdom saving throws. This would actually be a wisdom check, technically.
That don't matter. It'll be the same thing.
14.
13?
14.
14 and 4.
Yeah, I got 4.
14.
Natural
Fear,
2.
you're starting to hazily remember that dream from the other night. A lavish home. Creatures coming to life, like inanimate objects becoming like nightmarish creatures and attacking you. This battle that you don't remember taking place with the Tabaxi brothers and Kalypso, but that's about it. As you look into their eyes, trying to gauge what this is all about.
So, you guys remember that one night you guys were like sore for no reason?
I thought I just slept on my neck the wrong way, but yeah, sure. What's wrong with that?
You guys actually did do something. You tried out for some people that we work for.
Let me ask you this. If you were asked to kill someone, given a contract, so to speak, for someone who may or may not have done something bad, but has been deemed bad by a group of people, would you do it?
That depends upon the justifications of the group of people demanding me to kill, and whether or not I believe them to be true or not.
Well, or if we said that this was sort of a divine sense.
Divine. What exactly is it that you believe in? I want to know which of your deities gives you a sense of whose life to take.
It's not.
Sunday school didn't go over that with me.
Does this have to do with our dreams?
Yes.
I need another wisdom check from you two. They're bringing up stuff that's creeping into the recesses of your minds.
11.
10.
With an 11 this time, you start to remember the dream. The stuff that I told her. It's starting to come back to the surface. You're at the same spot. Continue.
I remember furniture.
Yeah. That was there.
Very uncomfortable furniture.
And you actually took out the person. This dragonborn fella.
You remember the Dragonborn we were talking about where we told you got into a scuffle with him?
No. I actually don't.
Well,
You're pretty close to a trigger. You just haven't reached it yet.
well, this fella was, he did some bad things, and we had a contract out for him. You did the final blow on him.
Why would I do that?
You were helping us out on that certain contract to see if you would be good enough to be initiates for the crows.
Did I think he deserved it? Is my biggest thing. I'm not sure I like being. Was I mind controlled? Was my thoughts my own? I don't understand this.
Were his thoughts his own?
To an extent.
To an extent.
He was controlled. He was given a task that he in the moment felt was just. And he carried it out. And was the MVP per se of that encounter.
Yeah.
He did very well. Yeah. But he just said crow.
Mm-hmm.
Roll for me a history check.
Oh, that's not one that I ever take. Oh boy. Plus one here.
You are a native of Holland, so you have advantage on this roll.
I'm not a native of Holland. I'm
Not
native
Holland,
of
but
Ashton.
Vemhara.
Okay.
You're native of Vemhara. You're not a, yeah.
I rolled 2 17s plus 1 18.
Way to
So,
go.
Hell yeah.
Crows. The only crows that you know, especially in this territory, are the voices of crow. The de facto deciders of who lives and dies. There is no grabbing someone that has done something wrong and going through the judiciary system in Holland. People that do bad things die because they are deemed, worthy of death. The voices of Crow take care of that. He just said Crow. So you interpret that how you want to.
You want me to be that?
Do I even know what this is?
He can help you with this if he wants to. You notice that she seems confused.
The Crows are an organization that they kill people they deem unworthy of life, essentially.
The unjust law enforcement?
Less law
They are
enforcement.
the less law enforcement, more divine.
Punishers.
Divine assassins, if you
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
Think of
Do you get paid?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
why do
It's-
you do it if you only get paid every once in a while?
It's for a higher purpose.
There's perks.
There's perks. I turn into a crow.
You watch as necrotic energy swirls about him in an instant, very quickly, and there's a crow that takes his form. Do you stay in that form? Or do you turn back?
I turn back.
Quickly. Within about 3 seconds, he goes from tabaxi to crow to tabaxi.
And then me and my brother can telepathically talk to each other.
So hold on, I'm the only one here that doesn't know how to mind talk.
You can.
Not yet.
Not yet.
You guys get another wisdom save, or wisdom check, to try to unlock all the memories of that night. It's a little bit easier now.
Good thing. Because I got an unnatural 20.
Okay, what'd you get?
3!
Flee!
Fear, you are confused. You understood what he said about the crows, but you've never actually heard of them, being from the far northwest. A flood of not energy, knowledge comes rushing back to you of that night. You remember everything.
I grab the table and I take my hat off and my braid with half of my white hair falls out.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you tell me?
Well,
Being a
you go ahead.
Because he would have been killed if he told you. You hear a voice from the corner of the room as you turn and you see a tanned mannequin.
Have I seen mannequins before?
There are some that do walk around the city. Most of them they're enchanted kind of constructs that are they're workers. This one looks different. Fine clothing. The features in the face move more natural. There's a shimmer about this one. But as you turn, the mannequin seems to almost come forth from the corner of the darkness of the room. Arms kind of crossed, but then come down to the side. And it says what it just said, because they would have been killed.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
My name is Chance, and Chance snaps its fingers. Fear, the memories of that night come flooding back to you. You remember everything. Are we up to speed then? The Brands of Preservation have put out a hit on 2 of you unless I initiate you this evening. I assume you saw Tethys?
Oh, the guy, yeah, bunch
Yeah.
of crows.
Yeah.
I kind of assumed that was bad.
You all will fall to Tethys this evening. Unless we initiate Jamfyr. Nice to meet you, by the way, and Kalypso. Nice to meet you.
I wish to say that the pleasure is mine, but
I am a caretaker for the Voices of Crow. I will make this quick. You have been chosen to join our organization. We kill those that are unjust, those that deserve to die and meet their maker. We work under the system that has been passed down by Falling Rock, our deity. Minor though she may be, she is powerful. Now, make your decisions. Early grave or initiation. It is painless to somewhat. Your memories will be intact. You will gain certain abilities and perks. You will be given names, 2 to 3 a month, of which you must carry out and kill and prove that you are a member of the Voices of Crow. We do not just kill those that we want. We kill those that deserve it. Though, once a year, you will be allowed to submit a name. If that name is approved, you may kill that person. It's up to you. Make your decision. You have 5 minutes. And Chance turns and just starts looking around the underground loft.
Can you provide protection for family members of an organization,
Family members,
whether or not they know?
well, they wouldn't be able to know. If you're talking about your mother, then yes. Don't look at me like that, Kalypso. We've looked into you both. We know much about both of you. And I will not divulge any more than that. But yes, I can protect her from those that wish her harm.
Can you provide information about other people?
We can.
I'm in.
And you fear?
So if I was to join this organization, would my family be put at risk?
Your family would be protected to the extent that we can. We
Would
would be
they-
able... Yes?
Would they be told that I'm part of an
No.
organization?
And if you were to tell them, you would be killed. But we will give you information that will give you a head start, per se, on helping them if they need it, saving them if they must, and we will use our own resources to save them if we need to. We are all one big happy family in the Voices of Crow. We take care of each other because we are doing the Lord's work.
But if you choose someone and they don't join, then you kill them, even
Because
if they've
now
done
you
no
know.
wrong.
Because now you know of the Voices of Crow. You know me, you know that these are crows, and crows cannot just go around telling everybody who they are. And she, or it, or he, the mannequin, gives you both a stern look.
I tried to put it subtly.
I thought I trained you better. Anyway, I think we're down to 3 minutes. Initiation starts in 2, if you're willing. I got a yes over here. Fear, are you ready?
As long as you don't put my family in danger.
I will not put your family in danger. If anything, I will help you with your family.
I want to roll insight.
Go ahead. You can roll inside too, Fear.
Cool.
I only got a 7.
Tough to read, a mannequin is.
16.
Pretty good.
Chance seems genuinely truthful in everything that it is saying.
Just take a chance on chance, if you would.
I don't really have a choice, so I guess I'll join.
You do have a choice. I'm trying to talk like you know. You do have a choice. Death is uncertainty. As in, there are ways to come back. So sure, we could kill you, wipe your memory, and then you could come back like something of your friend like Grimbones. Or someone different. Reincarnation is a thing. We are not just mindless killers. We do things for reasons. But, as I said, you know too much now. So become part of our organization or don't. Fear, I just need a yes. Your family will not be harmed. And if anything, we will help you. You can always ask questions from your caretaker. Presumably so, I will be your caretaker as well as these 2 idiots that have led you to this.
Do I get money?
Sometimes. But if anything, you get perks. You will never go hungry. You will never not have a bed to sleep in. And above all, you will have information. We can help you in much that you will. And this might come as a shock to all of you, but I know of such things that are called a whisper on the wind.
The one person who didn't decide to ask.
I'm just, I literally, I'm just like,
You forget your caretaker can see through your eyes, young Zorka and Rannar.
right.
Yes.
You probably seen some shit with that one, then, didn't you?
Well,
Mr. Scaredy Cat.
he's got a pale ass. Anyway, Chance comes walking up to you and just taps your forehead if you allow it to.
I'll let it happen.
You get very dizzy and you kind of sit down, overtaken, almost like you just took a very powerful like pain pill or something like that. You're just like drowsy, almost like being put under for like surgery. Same thing. Walks up to you, boop, pokes your forehead, and you are overtaken by this as well. And you guys both kind of sit down. You kind of stumble down, and you guys eventually come under paralysis. You can't move, and this thing you can hear and understand, Chance turns toward you two. The transition will be hard. You remember it. It hurts. Watch them. Make sure that they drink. They can use their mouths at least. Help them through their transition. It will last. And she looks down. It looks down at the watch. 3 days. Longer than yours. They're tougher of spirit. Not that that's an insult to you two, but you are more willing. They are not. Watch them. Take care of them. They are crows. And the mannequin, Chance, snaps its finger, and you guys are all transported away into a small cobblestone room. This is where you guys had your initiation, your transference. Well, be comfortable. I'll get some beds. If they puke, make sure to clean it up. It's gonna hurt a lot. Well, have fun. And Chance just turns and walks away back into the throng of the many crows that are walking up and down the hallways. You guys are just kind of in a recessed cobblestone room. There is a drain in the middle as they are now going through the transition. So,
I just kind of go, I'll say this again. I really do not like it that everyone in them other knows that we're crows.
and you hear Chance kind of in the background. Well, hopefully no one else will learn.
What he said. But seriously,
You guys, the world has been turned upside down. Your insides hurt. Your abdomen feels as though you've been doing crunches nonstop for days. You feel like vomiting, but you're very thirsty. Though you can't speak, you can drink and eat, and your tabaxi bros here are going to do their best. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
yeah.
You guys make it as easy as possible, transition?
They want
Yeah.
to make us die.
They bring you
TPK
pillows.
done.
They hold your hair to the side as you vomit into the drain.
Rebraid
You guys
your
are both
hair.
going through extreme transitions. By the end of about a day and a half, you guys start unwillingly transforming back and forth to different creatures, eventually landing on a crow. So the transitions are hard at first. You'll take on like a small little crow head, but have the rest of your body, and then it'll poof back, and then you'll have a wing. It's very hard, and it hurts like a motherfucker because you feel your body's reworking themselves, like your anatomy is changing. But it begins to get better. By the third day's morning toward the evening, you guys start to be able to talk. Though just a word here or there, water, food, I need to shit, things like that. And eventually you press on, and though you guys both have taken on extreme exhaustion by the end of the third day, you can move. You get up, you both take showers in the tower. You have found out that this is some kind of tower, the one that looms in the center district of Holland, the one that has no doors. You guys shower, you've been brought fresh clothes, your items are with you, and as you come to a much nicer chamber, there are the Tabaxi brothers. You've also been given a kind of a dump of knowledge. You work for the Voices of Crow. They will give you names, and you will kill those people, if that is the job title. The brands of preservations are those that are not to be looked at. They are higher up than you. If you're ever called out by one, you do what they say. Anything they say is law. Falling Rock is the leader of these two organizations.
Made
You-
her evil?
Falling Rock was always evil in the end, Carrie. You know it as much as I. She's not evil. This is a neutral act of which must be done.
And Tethys is their best assassin.
Yeah.
Really sad
So,
about that.
yeah. My computer's going hard right now.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, I mean, you guys, you know a lot of things. You know anything that there is to know about the city of Holland at this point. So anything that you want to ask or reference, you can, and you will know the information now, because this is your stomping ground. Anything that you would need, you would go to your caretaker, who has mentally been assigned to you as Chance. You guys can now all communicate telepathically with one another, which is kind of a bummer because you got that through your brace.
She can do it with other people now too.
So you guys can all be in a
Scare
group chat
civilians.
per se through your mind.
Except I can scare civilians and you can't.
You can turn into a crow. How many times per day did I say? I think it's just a free action.
Yeah.
3 times per day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just happens. You can just poof, do it. You just don't want to do it in open. If you ever go walking around the street saying, I am from the Voices of Crow, then you will probably, a name will be given to another crow and you will probably be eliminated. If you ever commit treason against the Voices of Crow, a brand will come and find you and probably make the rest of your life terrible for as long as possible. But, as I said, you guys are now in this chamber with Rannar and Zorka. You've been given some knowledge. You feel new powers within you.
How you feel?
You both feel terrible. Like you've been on an unendless bender for like the 3 nights. But it's not the worst thing ever.
I've had hangovers worse.
Yeah.
I'm mad at you.
That she meant to say I'm mad at you.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I was trying to shoot fence, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Evil eyes.
You've been waiting for that
She's giving you guys
the whole
eyes.
time, haven't you?
What, evil eyes?
Yeah.
Oh, I was totally giving evil eyes to the mannequin too.
Speaking of the mannequin, Chance comes walking in. Well, how do we feel? Much better, I hope.
No.
No? And Chance comes over and taps you on the forehead.
Oh, last time you did
Better?
that.
So you kind of like boop back. You're like, no, no, no. She boop. And you feel restored. Better?
Better, yeah.
And she comes over to you, Fear, and kind of tries to poke you, but you're like trying to not let it, and it kind of gets your hand, and you feel much better. Better? I like that. Now, we have to discuss some important information. A revelation of sorts. It seems that your newfound crow brethren have submitted a name, that of Jorris. It has been accepted. Jorris has many skeletons in his closet and has been deemed worthy of death. You all will be given this name. You can do it together, one at a time, I don't care. It has been granted.
Right. So,
If you need me, you'll know how to find me. If you don't know how to find me, ask Zorka or Rannar. But if you think about it hard enough, you will find me. I have much to get to.
I have a question.
Sure.
How far does this telepathy work?
If you're in the city of Holland, you can talk to your friends. And your friends are crows.
So I could talk to you.
You could. Though I may not answer.
Understand. I'll leave a message.
After the beep. In a crow hawk.
This is Chance. Leave a message after that.
There's a Chance. Hello. Chance turns and leaves the chamber, though a small piece of paper kind of starts floating down as he walks.
I grab the
And
paper.
you grab it and pull it in. It is the name of Jorris burnt into a piece of parchment.
Right, so we got our wish, brother.
Right.
Now, the question is how we're going to do this.
Well, we know where he lives.
That we do.
We've already got sort of a look out of his house.
His house had no defenses. The only thing that was defending were those candles, that curse on him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But he might be tipped off.
By who? Y'all are supposed to be a secret organization. We are, apparently.
He may have his ways.
Right.
He's part of the Magi Nation.
Can we use him to bargain with the Unforgiven and steal his soul, or even his life in place to release his?
Now that is a question
you
I did
know?
not know. That's a way I did not think of. Good job, Jamfyr. Well, would Chance allow that? Is that
You just have to ask.
a mentally like Chance? Are you there?
I've been gone for like 3 minutes. What do you need?
So for the Jorris contract, we got a
Yes.
question.
Sure.
So The last time we dealt with this bloke, we had to remove a curse from him.
Right?
And it involved our friend here, Kalypso, trading something.
Yeah, under the transition, we found out that he is to be soulless in the future. That kind of doesn't work for a crow, does it?
No, it doesn't. But which brings me to my next question. Could the termination of Jorris
Can we get rid of his soul and that count as termination?
You hear jarringly at first because Kalypso couldn't do this before, but you guys are all on the same wavelength with your caretaker. I think that is a very interesting way to eliminate a target. If you could summon the Unforgiven in the presence of Jorris Solarian, and Solarian was to give up his soul, then yes. Or, give up his life and soul in turn. Either way, get him to give up his soul and then kill him. Get him to give up both in front of the Unforgiven. I don't care. It is your name, but yes, it would work.
What if I give him his soul?
You have jurisdiction over Jorris Solarian's soul.
If I have it over his life, don't I have it over his soul?
We'll put him in a position where you have your life in his hands, or his life in your hands. Think on your feet. But what I do know is that you have 6 months and 2 days until your soul will be taken by the Unforgiven. So maybe get that worked out.
Great. That's news. Might have led with that earlier.
At least you know when.
Yeah, that doesn't make it any better.
If anything, it makes it worse.
Yeah. So,
At least you know it's not
We-
tomorrow.
You guys go ahead and discuss the battle.
Need
Tactics real
to
quick.
so if we can,
dig up some dirt, maybe?
or I was thinking we just knock him out, summon Unforgiven, and say, "Here's his soul. Here's him. Take him."
He has to willingly give it to the Unforgiven. We can't give it to him. We have to have something Jorris Solarian wants.
What does he care about?
His patents or lack thereof.
So we tell him that we will.
Unfortunately, we've already voided the contract with Sprocket.
That
And he's
doesn't
our-
mean we can trick him. We made friends with the young boy, which means that we can use young boy to help us trick him since he hates the man.
Perhaps we could get some fake blueprints, maybe?
No, we ask boy to make copy of parchment,
How
and we
we-
use him as a bargaining trick.
How do we get a hold of him then?
Gentry's not going to part with any of his so-called
He doesn't have to. It's a lie.
Grimbones is an inventor. He can make us some botched patents.
Why not
Give
get
it
the
to-
boy to trick the man?
This
Look.
is something this man's going to sell his soul for.
So if we get the boy to say he'll give it up for his soul, then we doesn't actually get it. It'd just be dead.
Oh, let me play this scenario out in your head. Hi, Jorris. We'd like to offer you these pieces of paper in return for your soul.
We get the boy who stole his life's work.
And
But
if
how do we
the
get a hold
boy-
of him then? That's the question.
He's in
He went to Ashenthane.
under protection of.
Jax.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we get a hold of Jack, see if we can't make some arrangements.
Or maybe we just.
Well, what do they owe us?
Or maybe we just find his skeletons in his closet.
Get some kind of leverage over him.
Yeah.
It's got to be something damning. Something that can make him lose his position at the Circle of Magi.
Yeah. So we just follow him.
Go trail him, try and get some dirt.
Trailing him's
Don't
not
all
going to work.
people already know everything about him? Can't we just ask for the information?
They're going to know the niceties about him. They're going to know what the Circle of Magi wants the people to see about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're gonna see all the goodies, not all the bad. It's like making
But we
coffee.
know the bad that he's done and we can use that against him.
And how are we going to prove it?
They have all the information, we just use it.
Are you speaking about the kobolds dead? In his,
That would
in
work.
his house.
They're probably
There's
still
their
there.
property.
That doesn't matter.
By law, their property, it's not going to matter. He can do what he
Well,
wants to.
there's more than just that. The organization says that he's deemed worthy, so he's done something. So whatever they deemed or they found, we can use against him.
So you suggesting we ask Chance or somebody to know what that information is?
Mm-hmm.
And then use that as blackmail in order to get rid of his soul. Now the thing is about that, I like that idea. It's a nice idea, but how are we gonna prove it? We can't go telling people, well, the organization of the Crows told me.
You can find it.
Well, it'll be a good idea. Let's at least get the information. That way we know where to look for it, or what what we need to find proof of.
Alright, maybe,
We just,
if somebody can get him out of his house for a little bit. Maybe leave me and my brother to
Search his house.
search his house.
He does like you.
He does like me. I did save him. I can't believe I gave up what I did for that bastard, though.
It's alright, we're gonna correct it.
So what's the plan then?
We need to talk to Chance again, see what information he can give us about Jorris.
Hey, Chance.
Yes?
What
Yeah.
exactly was that?
I'm just gonna walk back over.
That'd be mighty fine. Lovely. Thank you very
Ring
much.
ring.
A couple minutes go by and Chance comes walking back in. I see that we need to discuss this openly. I am your caretaker. What is the issue? The name is Jorris Solarian.
That is true. In the way we want to dispatch him,
Sure.
we need a certain amount of blackmail in order to want him to give up his soul freely. Something that means greatly to him.
Right.
I wanted to know what information you gathered from him that deemed him unworthy of life.
You can either blackmail him or torture him into saying what you want. One or two. If you don't have the stomach for
Or
that, then
I can just make a suggestion.
magic will work. In the presence of an unforgiven, all it takes is the voice of the negotiator.
That's all I need.
All you need is Jorris Solarian to say, I freely give up my soul. And it will work. As for skeletons in the closet, he has killed, blackmailed, and done many things to get to his position. Specifics are well hidden. If you could get into his estate, you might find some things that you could use against him in the moment.
Does he have
Threaten
other...
to take it?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Is there other states he has in the city? Or
Just the one. An office of the Magi Nation, though, that would be hard for even a crow to get into.
Right. So, his estate's the only real option.
Whenever you gave me his name, I thought you just wanted him dead. Now that I know that there's a soul on the line, things are a little bit different, eh?
mm-hmm.
If you want to go about it messy, then you torture him or scare him into saying that he gives up his soul in the presence of the unforgiven. If you want to make it more elaborate, and I know how you boys work, then you scare him or you use something against him. Roll for me, whoever wants to, roll for me a persuasion check. You're new here, Kalypso, and as being a part of this name, I will give one out. Some information. This time only. Alright?
Fair enough.
Cross my heart.
Jorris Solarian has a daughter from Ashen Thane. He thinks she's dead. She's not. Use it. Her name's Clarissa. That's all I'm telling you. Goodbye.
That's more than enough, Chance. Thank you.
I'm not sure how I sit with that.
Do you want to go talk to the girl first? See if we
And
get...
tell her what? Make your daddy give up his soul?
No, we don't need to talk to the daughter. We just need to tell him.
That we know about what happened to her daughter.
We know about her.
Yeah.
And what we can do to her.
Wait, where is he? Is he still here?
Jorris Solarian or Chance?
No.
Chance.
Chance is walking out. You can say something if you like.
Do you have to do something with this mysterious fake death on the child?
You're telling me that,
I'm
well,
asking.
as far as I know, Jorris Solarian thinks that his daughter died years ago. How you want to use this information, like I said, is up to you. What is your idea? You've not said much. I will entertain this.
Like,
I'm
I
pouring
need to
myself
know
a drink
how.
and sitting down, and
Chance goes to the liquor cabinet, pulls out some wine, and sits down. Sure.
As an example, if I go into his estate and I say, so I spoke with your daughter, he would ask me how would I know this information. So I need something
would
to
need proof.
prove.
There's an interesting new invention from the Magi Nation, something that Jorris Solarian is actually working on. It is referred to as photography. Still images that can be taken by devices of you or myself. Instead of paying someone to draw you, they can just snap a picture, is what they call it. And it just paints itself almost instantaneously, though you have to wait for it to kind of come to. If I could get you a picture of this Clarissa in her state, as it has been years, she does, have a likeness to Jorris. Maybe with that picture you could use it against him.
What is her current state?
She's well. She's a young inventor like her father, though she doesn't know he exists. He knows of her. She doesn't know of him. I'll get you a image. It'll take some time, maybe a day or two. But that is as much as I can help you. I'm your caretaker, not your let me just figure everything out for you. I have things to do. Okay? I'm leaving.
We're gonna get there.
I'm leaving.
We'll figure
So
something.
now we wait for a picture and we do what we need in the meantime.
In the meantime, we investigate, dig up more dirt. The more evidence we have against him, the more incriminating we make him, the easier it'll be for him to give up his own soul.
So what would you like to do then?
I think we should go visit our friend. He likes you, he'll let us in. They happen to sneak away while we entertain him.
Take him out. I don't know how happy he's going to be with me with a failed contract of getting Gentry back.
We'll just tell him honestly. Not, well,
We didn't catch him.
a half-truth. We'll just tell him
He
He
outran
had-
us.
he had some help, so to speak.
We don't want to incriminate anyone else. By the way, I want to go get myself a magic credit card. I still need to get one of them.
I need to go visit my friend.
In your downtime, we will say that you guys both went and picked up one of the Trig family chips. Because you do need that. But, so, where are you guys going? What are you doing?
I don't want to approach Solarion until we have the evidence. I'd rather him not even think we're on his radar, whatever that is.
I'm surprised he hasn't come to us asking on about. Gentry.
He may not even be
You
here.
canceled the contract with Sprocket, and then Sprocket in turn let him know that it was not done, that you guys couldn't complete it, that Gentry got away, and that was the reasoning. So he's a busy old fart, and you guys couldn't do what he asked, so that's probably why he hasn't came back to you.
He's probably trying to search for Gentry himself. Or hiring someone else to do it. He may not even be here in Holden anymore.
We won't know until
Well.
we look, unfortunately.
What time of day is it?
It was the third day. At this point, after all the discussion, probably late afternoon.
We can wait till night and then fly over there.
We can just simply take a stroll past his estate.
That too. That works.
I'm down for a stroll.
Is that the plan, then?
Yeah, I've been stuck in this tower for 3 days. Yeah, I'm ready for a stroll.
Works for
Well,
me.
in that case, you guys
I
all
think
go.
you had it bad. I was rolling on the floor Couldn't even move.
I had to clean up after you.
Yeah,
You guys all go crow form. And then Kalypso and Fear, you guys follow them out of the Grand Tower back into the city streets of Holland. And you're heading over to Jorris Solarian's estate. So, if you're doing it in crow form, or you guys wanting to get close and then walk by?
I'm walking.
Walking.
Yeah, walk.
You get close enough, and you find a discreet hideaway in a small alley. A couple blocks away, and you turn back into your humanoid forms, upon which you start walking through the streets toward Jorris Solarian's estate. As you get close, it is the wrapped around gates. There is some flickering light coming within the estate. What would you guys like to do?
So there's a light on at least.
Are there milkmen?
Say it again.
Are there milkmen in the city?
Maybe.
Have I ever seen one?
Mm-mm. You haven't seen any.
Have I seen any mail carriers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see if I got this.
So it's just the one light on.
There's
Well,
several lights on
But it's-
throughout the house that are flickering out.
All right.
He's one of the inventors, so he has, all the lights and all the good stuff there. So,
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do.
all right.
I'm gonna cast disguise self on myself to make myself look like one of the mail carriers I've seen around.
All right. So a younger lad, you just picking one that you saw recently. Younger lad, kind of bowl cut, scrawny, long, kind of black top, dark boots and pants, and the shirt kind of comes together in kind of a tie fashion.
Okay.
Not tie fashion, but you tie it up. There's strings that go across, kind of like a tennis shoe, and a V-neck. And okay, so you wanting to go to the estate?
No, now I'm gonna take out my forgery kit
Okay.
and I'm gonna write a generic ad for toothpaste.
Okay. Okay. So you write a generic ad for toothpaste.
Envelope it up, seal it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I'm gonna walk up to the door.
Okay.
And I'm gonna.
So you knock.
Sorry.
Lizzie, it's just Josh.
It's just
It's Lizzie, shush. It's okay.
Forgot we had a door.
No, you're fine. You go and you knock on the door. What are the rest of you three doing? You on the street?
I'm
or
getting
you
out of
hiding?
sight.
Okay.
Yeah, out of sight.
Outside, out of sight. You going outside? Fear?
Yeah.
Stealth checks, guys.
Oh, good job, guys.
And that one. And that freaking one.
You got that reroll thing, though, don't you?
Yeah, you have to reroll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that reroll.
Okay.
I
Did you roll at the beginning of the session, or do you need to roll now?
Well, we rolled the last time. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah. It was what, a 17?
It was 19.
19? There you go.
But a 19 plus my stealth
It's pretty good.
is 24.
21.
15.
All right. So you go and knock on the door. And you're the young lad that I described. And it takes several minutes before I'm coming, and the door opens. Can I help you?
Hello, Mr. Solarian. I just
Yeah.
have some mail for you. Thought I'd take it by and drop it
Thanks.
off here.
I guess. And he takes it. Do I tip you?
Well, only if you feel it necessary.
Here's a tip, and he shuts the door in your face. Kind of an assholey.
All right, you have a good day now.
And you hear the footsteps walking away. He does seem to appear home, though.
All right.
So what are
I
you guys doing?
telepathically go.
Mm-hmm.
He's still here, still in the city, at his house.
All right. Good job.
Alright, we know he's here.
What's the plan now, guys?
Scope out the place until the picture comes in.
All right. Roll an investigation check, all four of you. As you kind of keep an eye on the place over the next day as you're awaiting the image.
16.
13.
Okay.
17.
14.
So with that, Jorris Solarian gets up early, about 4 in the morning. At about 5:35, he leaves his house and heads over to the Magi Nation, upon which he works until about 6 in the evening. He comes home. As you guys go crow form and look into the windows, he has dinner around 7 p.m. He does have kobold helpers, slaves, essentially, indentured servants. He's very rude to them. He's very mean. Gives them no mind other than when they make a mistake, upon which he will make an example of him or her, and he has no issue doing so, and he will go get more. It takes about 3 or 4 days for Chance to actually come up with this image. Longer than what she or he expected. But about 4 days in, after watching his routine,
What time do you say he gets home?
he gets home about 6, has dinner around 7:30. So,
I love the stupid guy in there, but I'm not going to.
do you want me to? Do you want to? Do you want to go in at any point?
I think it's a good idea, guys.
Hmm.
He still has his
Kobolds, right? No.
Best to play it safe.
Yeah.
well. Kobolds aren't necessarily all that intelligent.
They'll still say, hey, there's a guy here.
Well, not if that guy was Solarian.
Good call.
The only thing they may find suspicious is that I'll be home early.
Uh-huh.
And then you just
And they may convey back to Solarian that someone was here. That I was here early.
Okay.
and you just disappear at one point, and then the regular Solarian comes back.
It's
Still
tricky.
be odd. Still be odd.
Right, tricky.
Maybe we can turn them on him.
Or how about you just come home during the day, say you forgot something, you look around and you leave.
He leaves at
5:45.
5:45, and I
Come.
walk in at 5:55, saying, "Excuse me, I seem to have forgotten my satchel."
Yeah.
And
I don't think they care if you came back in. They don't seem to like him.
Maybe we could bargain
they
with
do have.
kobolds.
That's a good point. They have a speaking less spoken to.
At this point, you guys have retrieved the picture.
Mm-hmm.
It's about 5 days into this. So what's the plan then?
Here's what I want to do.
Tell me.
Does he have is there a window to the study, the dinner table?
So going into his estate, the upstairs is where his main workshop is, but there is that study on the bottom floor. There is a window to that study.
And they said that he did know of his daughter, right?
He knows that she's dead. He doesn't think that she's alive. But she is.
All right. I want to wait. Is there a way for me to get up to the study while I'm not in crow form? Can I crow form up and then change back while I'm up there?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that it's very possible. So you go crow form and you get to the back of the estate going toward his workshop on the second floor. You get to the window, and there is a not wooden, but stone kind of a little out ledge that goes around the estate that you could transform back to and get a foothold on if you're trying to sneak into the window. If that is your plan,
I'm not going in through the window.
what do you think?
I'm going to wait until I see him in the study.
So what time of day would you like to do it?
Let's see. He eats dinner at 7:30, home at 6. I'm assuming he goes to his
And
study, right?
to
at
elaborate
6.
more on that, yeah, after dinner he goes to his study
After
where he
dinner.
works until about late in the evening, about 2 in the morning.
Oh, I'll pop
Then
up.
she
But-
goes to sleep.
But we can't transform in mid-daylight, crying eyes, da-da-da-da-da.
I don't want anyone to see me. That is true.
Mm-hmm. So what's your idea then?
My idea was I was going to wait until I saw him in the study, cast minor illusion of the picture on his desk since I've seen it and I know what she looks like now,
Mm-hmm.
and then in scrawling, because it's an illusion that can build in a 5-foot space and write on his desk as he's there,
Mm-hmm.
we have her.
Okay. You want to do that once or over the course of a couple days?
What do you all think? I'm sharing this idea with you as a...
As soon as he sees it, he's gonna start asking around. So it only be once.
I think it's the psychological torture of it over the couple days.
But he can hire somebody to go find her, and then that totally doesn't do justice to what we need. We need to prove that we have said daughter and that he must do what we say to get what we want. Blackmail. Dog.
Can you transform? Can you look at this picture and transform into said lady?
I can turn into her, yes.
There
And
we go.
disguise myself as her.
There we go.
You take me as hostage as Clarissa.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't kill me.
Well, yeah, that's part of
Torture?
the plan.
No torture.
Not unless we have to.
I'll
no.
make myself look beaten up.
Yeah.
The only problem is if he tries to call any kind of guard. We get in his house. We lock his kobolds up. Shouldn't be too difficult. They're a friendly bunch.
They're actually locked up in the evening after dinner to their beds.
Perfect. They're locked up in the evening. It's just us and him. We sneak in the hour between whenever he goes to sleep and gets up. Apparently, he only sleeps for 2 hours every night.
In the morning, hey, we're here. We got your daughter. Do what we say, and you can have her.
Summon the unforgiven. Make him speak the words.
And then do
What does the picture do then? He'll think that
We
we
don't need-
created the picture.
we don't need it now. He knows what
We
it
don't
looks
need the
like.
picture now. I know what she looks like.
Yeah.
I can be her.
Okay.
But then how is he gonna know that the daughter's actually real?
Because-
that she's actually alive.
Are you still gonna do the picture thing over the course of a couple days?
I feel like he'll be onto us.
Yeah.
But I'll do it.
Because as soon as he sees the picture, he's gonna start like asking around, trying to figure out stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like if I just need the picture to be her, he'll recognize his own daughter. You know, there's one more problem.
Mm-hmm.
What if he doesn't care about his daughter?
Well, then that means we start resorting to
The
more
other
violent
measures.
methods.
Yep.
So we want our plan B to be what?
Scoot up a little bit, Josh. Thank you. Good.
Plan B to be magical interference. I can suggest a course of action here.
Yeah.
Although I don't.
Torture.
Torture or his thing. We'll do our scheme, suggestion.
A
then-
scheme. Plan B, suggestion. Plan C, we'll let Jamfyr cut off his toes.
Yeah.
I should
Okay,
really have this hammer now.
Actually, yeah, at this point you would. So it's been 5 days you guys have been kind of working on this plan and such, but you have made it to Grimbones when you have spare time to help him with his shop. And he has made this fine kind of bone wyvern hammer. Put it on a nice handle and pommel.
Well, I know how to make weapons and craft things
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
it would
so-
have been done in your likeness, so you guys would have collaborated on it, so you can actually tell me how it looks.
I want the handle to be a bone,
Okay.
and then it'll have like, I guess like
Spirals?
some kind of spirals or something,
Mm-hmm.
like carved into it,
Like an
Okay.
ivory kind of look?
kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then the head on top.
The wyvern head.
Yeah, like I did the like craftsmanship, and he did the magic if there is any.
There is some magic.
Yep.
Yep, there is. So at this point, you would have it, and just in case there is any melee that comes to this. So it is just it's a warhammer, two-handed warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
But upon a hit, it also does psychic damage. So if you hit something with it, it also takes an additional 1d6 psychic damage. Just fitting because of all the telepathy stuff that's going on. So he added a little bit more damage in there for you with an enchantment.
Cool.
So with that though, it's been, like I said, about 5 or so days. You've gotten the picture, you've got her likeness. The darkness is creeping in on this evening. What would you guys like to do as you make your way back to the Jorris Solarian estate, having discussed plan A, B, and C?
Hey, if there's anything that happens in Dungeons and Dragons, you always make free plans.
So
Because none of them ever go right.
Yeah, the night is warm for this time of year. The kobolds have been strapped to their bed. Jorris Solarian is in his workshop upstairs. You guys are out front of the gates. What would you like to do?
How are we gonna go in?
The workshop has a window, right?
Well, do we want to open the front door? Make a cordial visit.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
You three, at the front, knock on the door, bring him in. I fly up, in the back in the workshop. I'm Clarissa. 2 of us, actually. I think Jamfyr should come with me. We go in the back of the workshop. He's downstairs answering the door. And then when he comes back up to the workshop, you can route around, beat him there, and all 4 of us are in the workshop with him. Or we can wait until he's in bed and just surprise him there.
Yeah, we'll wait till he falls asleep and then we'll just surprise him.
That way he doesn't have a chance to retaliate to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's do that.
I have an ability I can hold him in place, paralyze him.
Okay.
Okay, so as I said, you're out front on the gates. It would be after dinner now, around 9 p.m. The kobolds have been chained to their beds. So what are you guys waiting for? What are you doing?
Until he goes to bed.
Okay, so you wait until the early hours of the morning, about 2 in the morning, and you do some flybys in crow form. Who wants to do that?
I will.
Stealth check.
18.
Okay. So you do it a couple times, and there is one point where Jorris can be seen at the window, just kind of gazing out at the night sky. But you do some flybys, and eventually you do watch him leave the study.
Mm-hmm.
The doors are left open, the lights are turned off. And as you're doing this flyby, you watch him go around the banister into his room.
I telepathically say he's asleep.
Is he there or asleep?
You can look in that window too if you want to do another flyby.
Yeah, I'll do
You can do a
that.
stealth check.
That's even better. That's 21.
So you look through the windows into his room, and he has donned his nightly apparel and climbed into bed, and the lights are off. He's in his bed, chest rising and falling if you stoop there for a moment. What would you guys like to do?
I tell him all that he's asleep, and then I'm gonna look for like an open window.
So all the windows are closed.
Oh, okay.
You guys haven't tried any of them either. So what would you guys like to do? You're looking around as a crow. You don't spot any open windows.
How long has he thought his daughter's dead?
You don't know.
I'm trying, because there's a thing. If I speak, I can't speak.
So,
I'll make myself gagged in the disguise.
there you go. You just want to do the front door then? All right.
Front door might be trapped.
He already opened the door for us.
He might have disabled the trap.
I would say over watching him for over a week, you've never seen him do anything in the front entrance.
Yeah.
Even if looking in the windows, there in the walkway near the door, you've never seen him do anything.
I think going in through the front provides more opportunities for us to be caught. I think in through the workshop, because the workshop has a ledge, in through the workshop to the bedroom.
Okay.
That's also in the back.
Okay. I go to that.
If you go into the workshop window,
Yeah.
you are. And who else? Who all is going where? Excuse me.
I think we should just crow on by.
Everybody going through that window?
Yeah, just us 3 stay in crow while he.
Okay. So you get there.
Possibly
You've
takes a
been
locker.
flying by. You get there first.
Okay.
Help you out a little bit here. You're going to confirm that you can even get it open.
Yeah.
So you go humanoid form.
Mm-hmm.
Roll for me. Roll for me a dexterity check. You go human form. Try and hold on. Open the window. You haven't seen if it's locked yet.
13.
13. Yeah. So the window's not locked. It seems that Jorris is, he's just that kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't
worry about people coming and messing with him because most people don't. Even though he's just dealt with something quite interesting with the Gentry Ferris debacle. You slide the window up. Roll for me a stealth check. This is just going to determine if you do it nice and quiet.
24.
Yeah. Okay. You slide the window up and you jump in, and that stealth check's going to carry over to your stealth check into the room. The three of you, you let them know it's open. You guys come flying by. The window is open. What would you guys like to do?
Roll stealth check.
You going in? If you're going in, I'm going to need a stealth check.
Yeah.
All right. So stealth checks by those that are entering the Jorris Solarian estate.
What's the stealth bonus on a crow?
It's your actual.
Yeah.
Yep.
'Cause you're
Making it super easy here.
It's a 12.
15.
Okay.
10.
All right. So, you guys all come into Jorris Solarian's workshop. 3 crows. Zorka, you're in your humanoid form. What did the other 3 do?
I revert back to my form.
Okay.
I cast disguise self to make myself look like Clarissa
Uh-huh.
in a nightgown was stolen from her bed.
So, Clarissa is she's shorter like Jorris. She's got, in the picture, she had kind of a high braided ponytail. She looks just kind of like a, younger woman. No standout features. She's not beautiful, nor is she ugly. She's just got a lot of Jorris's traits. And you put her in a nightgown.
Mhm.
So kind of a floral nightgown. You're doing the gag around the mouth.
I do the gag around the mouth. I give her one black eye
Mm-hmm.
and just scrapes, bruises, cuts on her,
Okay.
various locations.
All right. So
And
she.
I can still speak. The gag is just an illusion. So
So.
it's odd to see me go, all right, now. A
Yeah.
woman with a gag.
Alright. Yeah.
Jamfyr, we get there, they open the door, you act like you're gonna kill me. Don't kill me. Don't hurt me. Take this dagger, hold it to my throat, do
I
not
have
cut
my
me.
own dagger.
Okay, take your
And
dagger, hold it to my throat, do not cut me.
Do you guys remember how to summon the Unforgiven?
mm-hmm.
Okay. So, you guys quietly, with your stealth checks, combined, they were okay. You make it to the double doors. What do you do?
You guys open, I'll hold him. In his sleep. Give us time to prepare to hold him down.
I got a dagger. I can just hold him there.
Alright, I got a gun. I mean, I can just
I got
point
a
it at him.
I got it.
I got a gun.
You're holding him. But first of all, it'll give us time to get in position, and he'll be there for a minute, maybe, if he doesn't break free of it. If not, it's just an extra precaution. Hold on, never mind, that's concentration. I can't do that with this guy's cell phone.
Yep.
Never mind, that would have been bad.
We'll do it my way. I opened the door.
You creak open the door softly, and you hear the snoring from within, from Jorris Solarian. You watch the rise and fall of his chest. He's laying on his back. The moonlight, the clouded moonlight's kind of coming through the window.
To
What
the
would you
wall?
like to do?
I would like to do the good old dagger wake up, put it to his throat.
So you kind of on all fours
In.
run across.
In.
Go and give me another stealth check, huh?
I'm talking to us, we're going in behind him.
17.
Three. So you carefully, on all fours, run across the floor. You get close to the bed and you rise up. You pull the dagger deftly from your side and put it to his neck. It's to his neck, the cold steel touching it. The eyes of Jorris Solarian start to. Hey. Yes?
Not now.
Huh? And he wakes up and he grabs your arm, but you feel. He feels it.
Be gentle. Be
in
gentle.
the arms. Am I dreaming?
Not really now.
I'm not dreaming.
You want to take a look over there?
And he lifts his heads up and he looks toward. And who's that?
It's your daughter.
My daughter's dead. Who are you? Wait. Zorka? Rannar? Jamfyr? Why? And he tries to push up, but it bites into his neck, and he... Fine. What are you doing?
I cast Minor Illusion while I'm bound, or it looks like I'm bound, to create the picture of his daughter hovering above him.
And he looks at it, okay. Clarissa's dead. I know she's dead. And he looks up at the picture. It's not true. And he closes his eyes. What do you do? Tell me, man.
I slap him awake.
So you slap him.
She's alive.
She's not alive. She's dead.
She's alive.
Her mother killed her. She's dead.
Nope, she's alive. We have
Did
proof.
you see her die? How
No.
do you know?
I know. And he looks
But
up.
you don't.
He's looking at the pictures. You guys are all talking to him. The woman.
I'm gonna
Gagged
whisper
in
in
there.
his
Do we
ear.
have the actual picture with us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one of us has it?
Me. I put it right to his face. This is your daughter. She's alive. She's right there.
And he looks over at you, Kalypso. Clarissa?
Performance?
Roll performance. Yeah, this is less persuasion. This is more performance.
I find a way to put it everywhere, man.
Yeah. No, this is big time right here.
You can
Do I have
it.
advantage for being disguised as her?
Does he know I can do that mind thing?
I'll give you advantage because everybody's aiding you in this.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I went through a
Does he
lot
know
of
I
work
can
to
do
get
that mind
this.
thing where I talk in his mind?
No. Do you say something?
Yeah, I'm gonna go, maybe she actually didn't kill my daughter.
Okay.
It's a 22 on my performance.
Oh, that is a gross combo. He looks over at Clarissa, of which he thinks is Clarissa in the back of you. How? How is she alive?
That's not the question that needs to be
What do
asked
you want?
right now.
Clarissa, is that really you? Take her gag off. I want to hear her voice.
You gotta do something for us first.
I want to know it's real.
I pull out my gun and I put it to his forehead.
I'm
That's
gonna
not
do
for
my,
you.
He presses back.
I'm gonna do my, mind the mind thing and say, she's been living close by this whole time.
I'm gonna
Lies!
I'm gonna telepathically
Lies!
communicate with you. I'm gonna speak. You head communicate in a girly voice.
Okay.
Ready?
He's gonna say words, and he wants you to say them in a girly voice.
And I'm
in
gonna
his mind.
I'm gonna feed the words into your head telepathically.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll just say dad.
You unbound the gag.
Okay,
The
so
fake.
the
I'm
gag
gonna
you
pull the gag
pull the gag down.
outward.
And then what do you say to her to tell to Jorris?
Dad, it's me.
Roll for me a performance check. As you say those words, Mrs. Fear, telepathically,
You assure
but
me
mirroring
she'll
the
have
mouth
performance.
movements best that you can. He'd be aiding you. Roll with advantage. You guys are working together for this, but I'm letting you do it because he's the bard. You're the regular person.
You're the non-board person.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So
Everybody.
Did we break it?
no, you didn't break anything. So there's no like the slop mouth or whatever you call it, where the words come out and then the mouth moves type thing. It's very in sync as you say that, and tears start to well up in Jorris Solarian's eyes. What do you want?
Our friend Kalypso traded his soul to get you out of your original curse. We're looking to rearrange that situation.
I'm not a dumb man. You want me to give up my soul
That's right.
for my daughter?
Correct.
Or persuasion check.
Wish you
It's a
had
5.
that. Wish you had that roll now.
Yeah.
I got a 3. So his eyes are welling up. Against my better judgment, I believe that that's her, and believe that she's alive. And I would give
give up my soul to have my daughter back. Fine. He starts to weep. Do what you will. What do I need to do?
All you need to do is sit pretty, my friend.
So you cut your hand and you walk over to the wall. You're holding the gun to his forehead. You're whimpering. You're antagonizing him. You begin to draw the
You're an intimidating motherfucker.
the
The symbol.
I do
the
have
symbol
one goal in life,
on the
so-
wall. What's the word, Shawn? This is on you guys. You better have the words.
I got the words. Give me a moment.
Word for word. Let's see if you got it.
Just throw a tire wrench in the whole plan if you wanted this.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if you guys don't actually have the words?
I got it. I know it.
You should. Alright, cool. So,
Old one of bargains and requests ye untold. Make haste to my calling. Unforgiven of old.
one of the most prettiest rendition. But you draw the symbol on the wall in blood, and you whisper that toward it. The symbol alights as a necrotic kind of force of energy envelops the wall in a swirl. You start to see the arms of a decrepit humanoid reach out, followed by spider legs, the face of that gaunt looking Unforgiven of which you've seen before peeking through. The voice only in your mind as you are the summoner. You have summoned the Unforgiven.
That I have. We have a proposition for you. That man's soul for our friend Kalypso's. He's willing.
Prove it.
And at that point, I press the gun towards
Can't
his.
hear him speak.
Oh,
I
sorry.
telepathically,
You three can't, no.
Yeah.
I telepathically tell him, make him say the words.
I press the gun harder into his forehead and I say the words.
I give up my soul for Clarissa. That is good enough. And you watch as Jorris Lyrian's eyes roll to the back of his head as he goes unconscious. A transference of kind of semi-fluorescent energy leaving his body and going toward the Unforgiven. But then the same transference of energy, though this time not light but necrotic, flowing from the Unforgiven toward Kalypso, who is disguised as Clarissa. It hits you. Kalypso, and something that has been missing for weeks at this point is restored within your body. A willingness to live and care and feel yet again. As the Unforgiven, we are done here.
Yep.
And it looks at you. Kill him.
Telepathically tell him to kill him.
I pull the trigger.
That's right.
Large bang, muffled almost as it was close to the head, into the pillow behind. But it echoes throughout the room. Everybody kind of, those that weren't ready for it, taking a quick, jolt to their body. And then, again, that transference that went from Jorris Lyrian intensifies into necrotic energy as almost the Unforgiven is siphoning from Jorris. You pull the gun back, wipe it on the pillow, put it up. You, if you'd like, can become yourself again. You've watched all this happen, Fear, and Zorka, you definitely know what just went down.
Mm-hmm.
And the Unforgiven turns and starts to crawl back into the hole on the wall. The job has been done, and you feel the warmth from the paper in your pocket as it incinerates fully, as the job has been done.
Nice.
And with that, guys, thanks for watching Sundays and Dragons this week. It was super fun and went down a wild path that I did not anticipate. But we will see you next Sunday from around 12 to 4. Yeah. Bye-bye now. Good job, guys.
Oh God. We got your soul back! Yay! I thought it was gonna take a lot longer to get it back. The best thing about it, there are no repercussions for killing as the crows. That I know of.
That got wild.
And that is the very first time an idea of ours has actually worked.
It was well executed, I think.
Well, an arrogant old man with no defenses in his